principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next. Yeah,
I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you are denying funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you are denying funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Wabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
What can I say? Congratulations. The media these days is not easy. I think that you guys are doing your very best. And when I look at the team of people who are doing this work, I can only congratulate you and hope that this team will maintain and move on to achieve much greater things. But congratulations, you're doing a good job.
So, supposing that you had prosecuted this matter in 2017, who would have been faced with a matter for which evidence is available for regularization as early as 2017. So the point I'm making is that because you are the chief prosecutor for the state, and so some of these things, we shouldn't allow them to fester for too long. Even though it's a 2017 report that we are considering in 2021, the auditors should have been notified much early, because now we are unable to go back to amend this report. And even though we will be praying the house that subsequently cogent evidence has been led to establish that it was a matter of oversight, which formed the basis for this unfortunate observation in the report. It goes against your office. So as a matter of principle, some of these internal issues should be cleared quickly so they don't reflect in formal reports. Chairman, that will be my observation.
Thank you. Honorable Mutala.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Minister, whatever decision we arrive at as a committee will have to be implemented by government through your ministry. What assurance are you giving this committee that this time around it will be business as usual, that the implementation will be done to the fullest? And Mr. Chairman, 3 or 4 years ago, there was an attack of a court of competent jurisdiction in this country. And I'm making reference with what happened in Kumasi, when youth who attacked a court because one of their kind was being prosecuted. The position of government at the time was used, nolli prosequi was used as a basis for which the case could not be continued. My understanding is that nolli prosequi is not an acquittal. I stand to be corrected. May I know what evidence the ministry, under your watch, because at that time you were the deputy minister, has done so far, so that this prosecution can be done to the fullest to serve as deterrent to those who will attack similar courts of competent jurisdiction in this country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I think that clearly my good friend and my vandamate wants to stray beyond the remit of the Public Accounts Committee to go into other matters. But Mr. Chairman, I think the entry on Nolli prosequi himself, as he stated, is right. It does not amount to an acquittal. And it was an account of the absence of evidence in the view of the attorney at that time. And I'm also aware that the CID was supposed to continue the investigations, and they are still continuing the investigations on the matter. I will perhaps have to urge them to speed up investigations. Then also regarding the specific matter which borders on the remit of your committee, the assurance as to efforts that will be made to implement the findings of your committee. It is pertinent to note that just last week, even before I received this invitation, I actually called the Auditor General to my office. We had a meeting, and the issue centered solely on implementation of findings arising from various Auditor General reports submitted to this House and worked on by your committee. And so we are taking steps in that regard to ensure that it does not become business as usual.
Honorable Minister, you said the CID is still investigating to find out what happened. I remember on the very day the attack was done, someone who purported to be the leader of the group granted interview in Kumasi on radio stations. Ironically, that person was not arraigned before court. Be it as it may, I just want to know the assurances you are giving the people of this country that this investigation will be done with the speed it deserves. Because we are talking about an attack of a court of competent jurisdiction. And if you listen to the interview the police even had on the day, but for their intervention, perhaps the circuit court judge could have been murdered or lynched. I want an assurance. And that is why it falls within the remit of a public interest question. I want the assurance. Right. How quickly are we going to have a proper prosecution of those who did something that had never happened, as far as I'm concerned, under the sun?
Chairman, the reason why, with all respect, there is always a need for provision of notice when it comes to matters like this is to ensure that a person appearing before you will be able to assist with proceedings as much as possible before you. Indeed, the notice that was given to me was matters relating to the accounts of the Office of the Attorney General, and I came fully prepared with all the documents. The committee, I believe that has been satisfied on that. If indeed I had notice of your question, I'm sure I would have perhaps ascertained the state of affairs with regards to investigations from the CID. So I think that my good friend would appreciate that. Really, it's a little bit of an ambush to be asked all these questions. But we are good friends and we are vandals, so I always entertain such ambush. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I understand, but I thought this issue is an issue that should be of tremendous concern to you as the legal advisor of the government. And in fact, somebody who has touted himself, and I agree absolutely, as someone who protects our democracy. Now, if you have a court of competent jurisdiction which could be attacked, I thought that it is something that should be of interest. But be it as it may, maybe perhaps I need to put an agent question for you to address the same issue so that the people of this country can get clarity as to government position in the matter of something, I repeat, that has never happened, as far as I'm concerned, under the sun in any democracy across the globe.
I don't know whether I gave the impression that the matter was not of interest to the Office of the Attorney General. The only point I indicated was that the notice before you was to answer questions relating to the accounts of the Attorney General, and that I came fully armed with all the documents. And even my very good friend, it requires information regards to the exact state of affairs of investigations on the matter. I believe that I can furnish so, but definitely, in all fairness, notice ought to be given.
Okay, we'll take another one from the Deputy Ranking Member, Davis.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Attorney General, this is a matter of public interest, and it has to do with our prisons. We've seen a video circulating widely about a young man who had spent 10 years in the prisons. One complains about congestion in our prisons and talks about even the promotion of homosexuality and all of that, and he granted an interview to Peace FM. What I want to find out from you is that what has happened to the Justice for All programs? Especially, I know that during the Kufuor era, there's a program that was rolled out. I want to find out what has happened to it, the Justice for All program. And in reference, I'm looking at the Remand Review Project, the Sentencing Policy Project, the Prosecutorial Training Program, and the System Review Program. I want to know the status of it. Is it still in operation? Thank you.
Indeed, the Justice for All program is still very much in operation, and I must place on record that it constitutes a very bold initiative on the part of the Attorney General of the day to decongest the prisons of Ghana. And even in the teeth of COVID, the program was pursued. About 3 weeks ago, we carried out the first virtual Justice for All exercise. It was presided over by Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Onyenuga, and I gave a key address, and all other members of the Supreme Court also gave addresses and all. So even COVID has not slowed down the Justice for All program. I agree with you that the problem of congestion of the prisons of Ghana continues, it's still a reality, and efforts might be undertaken to decongest it. On the part of the Attorney General, what we have done this year is to actually commence a process for amendment to the Criminal Procedure Act with a view to implementing the plea bargaining processes that we have observed in other states. Plea bargaining is not really part of the laws of Ghana. We're seeking to we're engaging in this initiative of ensuring that it becomes part of the Criminal Procedure Code, and that will also contribute a little to the easing of congestion in our prisons. Apart from that, we're also proposing to lay before this House a bill for an alternative sentencing process. So there will be the Alternative Sentencing Act, if of course approved by this Honorable House. The bill will come before you. It's one of my priority legislations for this year. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. Just linked to that, I want to find out, recently I saw an infographics from Dennis Law, which had on Legal Aid Commission. And the number of lawyers on the legal aid program. Interestingly, Upper West has just one lawyer, Volta Region one lawyer, Northeast one lawyer, Upper East one, 2, Eastern 2, and Greater Accra is about 10. Don't you feel it's about time that most of these new lawyers that pass out, especially after pupillage, they are made to serve 6 months on the legal aid program so that we can get people to support people who say they are innocent but do not have the means to afford lawyers?
Legal counsel and the judicial service can think about and find lawful means of institutionalizing.
Okay, I think that will be all for you, Honorable Minister. We want to thank you, your deputies, and the other directors who have appeared before the committee. We are most grateful. You are the chair.
Actually, I'm very grateful. My regards to my very good friend. I'm sure we'll meet at our place.
Honorable members, we will take a suspension for 1 hour. And reconvene at 1 p.m. We'll reconvene at 1 p.m. Thank you very much.
powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you deny funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you deny funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Wabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Welcome to the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. This program covers everything relevant and everything that has to do with the issues that are being discussed today. My name is Ni Akwe Ismail Akwe. There's a lot of concern on crime rate in Ghana and also how investigators are able to come to conclusions on crimes. We've seen Ahmed Swale, we've seen other crime issues that have come up, and to date, there's no conclusion to these issues. We see in movies how investigators in the Western world take fingerprints, hair and bodily samples, shattered glasses, etc. for analysis and to close investigations. We'll be talking about forensics in crime investigation in this edition of The Lowdown. We'll be right back.
You are watching The Lowdown. My name is Ni Akwe Ismail Akwe. Our guest is a forensic scientist. She's a graduate from the University of Strathclyde in Scotland. Welcome to The Lowdown, Nana Adwoa Frema Fiakwi.
Thank you for having me.
So, forensic scientists, what is or how is that like?
It's very interesting. A layman's explanation of it would be CSI, but that wouldn't be sufficient. Yeah, you've got a lot to do. You've got to know a lot of things. You have to read a lot. You have to have an analytical mind to be able to understand the different aspects of it.
How does one become a forensic scientist? Do you need to go to the University of Ghana and study biochemistry, or what do you need to study?
So for me, I have a background in biochemistry, cell and molecular biology from the University of Ghana. And I think you don't need to follow a specific path. You just need to do a science course. Sometimes you may not even have to do a science course, but have a little knowledge in science to do forensic science. Yeah.
And for you, you have some knowledge in that, but you were not a forensic scientist after the first year of studies.
Yes.
It was for the second degree.
Yes.
So that's how one can become a forensic
scientist. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so tell us about what goes into the works of forensic scientists. I know you just graduated from the university in Scotland, and you did some work around forensic science to get to where you are right now. So what really goes into the work, and what kinds of forensic science is there?
Okay, so I'm going to start with the types of forensic science, the branches of forensic science, and then move on to your subsequent question. There are a lot of branches in forensic science. You have forensic anthropology, forensic botany, forensic pathology. Basically, anything that has a scientific basis that can help in legal issues, you can attach a forensic to it. Yeah. And however, I'd like to add that there are other fields that are not specifically scientific that are attached to forensic. So say forensic accounting. So that has to do with auditing, be able to tell the discrepancies in the accounting reports.
So that means without any legal basis, forensics isn't useful anywhere?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. There are a lot of things that forensics applies to. So say determining family relations, determining relationships between people. Say someone is contesting that a woman gave birth to a child and the child doesn't belong to him. So that could be an aspect, right? Without actually getting to the legal stage. If someone wants to clarify on a particular issue. Yeah.
Okay. So you're giving us the definition of the kinds. And you mentioned forensic pathology, yes. Forensic, even accounting,
yes.
And others. So let's say forensic pathology. You know what pathology is? Let me just, or you can tell us what it is for the benefit of our audience.
So forensic pathology deals with the examination of dead bodies. Basically, you're supposed to be able to find out what the cause of death was, what time the person died, how the person died, and any other thing that you can help to support the case.
So isn't that basically pathology?
It is.
So what makes the difference?
It is. The difference basically is that you have a case in court that needs to be resolved.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Let's bring it down to our level, I mean Ghana, where we've had some cases. An example is Ahmed Swale, a journalist who was murdered in front of his family house in Medina. And people saw these criminals, I'll call them that, who were around waiting for him. He came back into his car, and they came over with on a motorbike and fired shots at him. So a case like that, how best can it be approached forensically?
I think that the CID division of the Ghana Police Service handles most of the investigations in Ghana, if not all. And I think they're a very professional group and they know what to do.
Even before you answer, I have to say that this interview is not taking anything away from the works of the Ghana Police CID. They do a very good job, and I think they've come to conclusions on some cases through these forensic and other things, but it's just to give knowledge or add to knowledge to our audience, and that's why this show is here. The Lowdown is to give you some facts, so you can go ahead.
Yes, so as I was saying, the CID division of the Ghana Police Service is a very professional group, and they conduct their investigations based on the resources that they have and the crimes that they are confronted with. Based on the case that you just stated, without mentioning specific details, I think that any forensic investigation has to have a strategy attached to it. So before the CID division actually tackles a case, they have to outline a certain strategy with which they're going to analyze the evidence that is collected from the crime scene, which would help with further investigation.
Okay, so first you go in with a strategy.
Yes.
Analyze the evidence that's
Yes.
at the crime scene.
Yes.
So let's say in areas where there's a lot of people and you are a forensic scientist, you've been called to the scene. Definitely the police will call you to the scene because you might be part of the team that works on the cases. So you are called to the scene. What's the first thing that's supposed to be done?
The first thing I think that needs to be done is to try as much as possible to get people away from the scene to reduce the rate of contamination on the evidence. That's like fundamental, one of the things we need to do. Because once evidence is contaminated, it cannot be reversed. And so you need to preserve the integrity of the evidence at a crime scene. Then the scientists can proceed with collecting the evidence that they see that they need for their investigation.
So what's the typical evidence in your own perspective at a crime scene where someone has been shot in their car and we have all the glass scattered and everything around there? What is evidence? What is supposed to be picked up?
Okay, so for such an incident, you could be looking at bullets, you could be looking out for fingerprints, you could be looking out for footprints, if there are any, and this could be in cases where the area is muddy, so then you have a footprint that has been left by one of the culprits. So those are the kind of things you look out for.
Okay, but in CSI, which I know you said forensics has nothing to do with CSI, or it does,
It does,
in a way.
it does.
Yes,
it
so
does.
we see people even taking, glass samples to see where exactly the first shot went through. They're able to take other things. Do you think that can be done in Ghana?
Yes, I think that can be done in Ghana.
Which machines will be needed to do such a thing?
There are several machines. Off the top of my head, I can't mention any, but then I know that there are certain equipment that you need. There are certain types of glass that you need to reconstruct scenes. So
yeah. It's about site reconstruction.
Yes.
So it means you have to envisage and see how the scene was before the crime actually took place.
Yes.
To be able to identify who might have done what at the time.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is very interesting, and I'm sure our listeners, our viewers would want some more on that. We'll be back in a few seconds and we'll talk more about it after this break. Welcome back from the short break. My name is Ismail Akwe, and you're watching The Lowdown. Our guest today is Nanadwa Frema Fiakwi, and she's a forensic scientist. So you're giving us an idea of what is done on the crime scene when there's a crime, and then forensic scientists come there. So they pick up some samples which they take in as evidence. So you said they have to reconstruct the scene and then, or the crime, and then be able to know what they would have to pick up. So how many of such agencies do we have in this country, if you have any idea?
Yes, so for what I know, we have a forensics lab, which is run by the CID, and it is the only one in Ghana which serves all the 10 regions. And because of its infrastructure and its nature, it is the first of its kind in West Africa. So anybody can access it if they need any forensic examination to be conducted.
Okay, so it means you don't need to be given an order from the court to be able to go seek their services?
Yes, not necessarily.
So as you said earlier, maybe people want to know if a child is theirs or not, they can go to the CID and use that service to see if indeed they have the children or not.
Yes, actually, that's possible. And if I may add, also there are hospitals that conduct these kind of tests and private laboratories that also do these kind of testings.
So we call those ones to forensics?
No, I wouldn't say they are forensic labs. I would say they are med labs.
Okay.
But then they conduct some of those tests that are conducted at the forensic labs.
And how many forensic scientists like you do you know?
I cannot give a specific number, but I'd say that there are more now than there used to be 10 years ago. So.
Okay. And they are private or they are police men or already in the security agencies?
I wouldn't be able to tell. Okay. I wouldn't be able to tell.
And how many of you or Ghanaians like you were in your school in Scotland?
So it was just me. I was the only Ghanaian in my class.
Oh, and how was that like?
It was interesting. It was interesting.
Was it a huge class?
Yes, we were 55 for the entire class.
And you're the only Ghanaian?
I was the only Ghanaian.
And what did you learn from there? I mean, what went into your thesis? What did you work on?
Okay, so we looked at a scientific approach, a scientometric approach to analyzing literature review on explosives as an evidence type. And what we basically wanted to do was to determine what kind of research had been conducted on explosives over a period of time. So we looked at, the period was 1990 till date, and we're trying to see if there were any gaps or any loopholes in the research that is being conducted on explosives. My research was part of a collective research on different evidence types. So I worked on explosives, other people worked on firearms, other people worked on fiber, other people worked on glass. So collectively we added our thesis together, and we're planning on publishing a manuscript, yes, which has been submitted.
This is quite interesting because our country has not had any major issues when it comes to explosives. And we know during Kwame Nkrumah's era was a bomb explosion, and there have been some other few bomb explosions. But currently there is a proliferation of arms and weapons. Who knows? Explosives could be one of them, and we would need somebody who could help us know exactly how the explosives or exploded. I mean, how they came about and all of that. And I'm sure you will be of help in that area. Do you have any interest in working with us in this country?
Yes, yes. If my help is needed, I would gladly give it.
Okay. So what are some of the biggest forensics cases, I mean successes, that this country or even the world has ever achieved from your studies?
Okay, so one that comes readily to mind is a case that occurred in Tamale. This was in 2006, and a man named Mr. Emmanuel Asante was accused of having impregnated a student, and he was imprisoned, and his sentence was for 15 years. He had served 12 out of the 15 years, and so around that time was when forensics was coming to the limelight. So then he was able to be exonerated on the basis of forensic examination, and it was found out that he actually didn't impregnate the student. So this is one of the cases that puts forensics on the map in Ghana.
But isn't it just a DNA test that could determine that? So the DNA test is what they did?
Yes.
And okay.
Yes.
And that's one forensic success in the country?
Yes.
So what about crime? I mean, that was also a crime in case it's defilement or rape.
Yes.
I don't know which one.
Yes.
But what about other crimes like, I mean, gunshots and other things like that?
So for what I know, I'm not too familiar with the cases now, but then the case I just gave you is a classic example of one of the cases that forensics has helped resolve.
Okay, so we have one big case in the country right now. A police officer was shot in a bullion van, and other people were also shot, but he died. And all of us saw the video because people were around taking shots of the video, and you could see the people all over the crime scene trying to pull the policeman out of the vehicle and trying to help other people who were in the bullion van. So such an incident, did you see the video?
I did.
So what did you pick out of that video?
Okay, so on watching that video, I was really alarmed by the nature of the crime in the account that was given. For those who don't have any knowledge of the interview I watched, I'd like to give a brief explanation. And so this account was of a primary eyewitness, and he stated that when he got to the scene, he realized that the driver was unconscious and the policeman had died, and so he quickly rushed to help the driver. Also, he stated that he picked up bullets from the floor, which he tried to secure for the crime scene investigators, which I found very alarming. I'd like to say that in as much as we try to help the police in their work, we should be mindful of our actions, the way our actions contaminate our crime scenes. And this could indirectly cause us to lose valuable evidence that could help solve cases.
So picking the bullets was the wrong thing to do?
Yes.
What about helping the policeman or the injured person in the car?
That's an excellent thing to do. What I'm saying is, if no one is in critical danger of losing their lives, please try to refrain from interacting with crime scenes. Possibly you could exchange trace evidence that could be used against you.
Now, how can you get the people to understand this? Because people are alarmed. At that moment, nobody is thinking of rules. Everybody is thinking of saving someone or getting in there in the action. So how does this work even in Scotland?
Okay, so in Scotland, the police service have police officers that are designated to looking at crime scenes and working on crime scenes. So they have adequate training and knowledge about how to go about it. And their emergency response services are good. They work really well and efficiently. But in Ghana, I would like to say that unfortunately sometimes our emergency response services don't work adequately. So then we residents around the cases, around the crime scenes, have to step in to help people.
Okay, so the residents are stepping in to help people.
Yes.
But you are saying that unless in some exceptions, it's not the right thing to do, to get into the crime scene, unless someone is really in need of help.
Yes.
Or in danger.
Yes.
So how do we go around this situation? Is it education, or what can be done around it?
Yes, the first thing is education. I think we need to get out a lot of information about forensics, its role in the criminal justice system, and the benefits that come with using forensics as a tool in our criminal justice system. Also, if we have programs that are developed, programs in our tertiary institutions that are developed to help other people who are interested in picking up a career in forensics, then we are widening our net in educating ourselves, our families, our children, and possibly the future generation.
I'm happy about the first point, that we need to educate people, and that's why we have you here to help us educate people about forensics and how helpful it will be to the criminal justice system.
Yes.
So the justice system, how often does it rely on forensics to be able to come to the conclusion of a case? Because we know that there are so many people in jail in Ghana here. Even let's put DNA aside. So many people have been jailed, some for some frivolous offenses, which indeed they didn't commit. And they've been in jail for years and they are still saying they are innocent. But just a little investigation, scientific investigation like forensics, could help. So how is the justice system?
This has to be requested by whichever party that is involved. So if it is not requested, and if the prosecutors don't see the need, or the lawyers don't see the need to involve any forensic investigation, sometimes it might not be utilized. So it really is about the people involved in the criminal justice system, the lawyers, the solicitors, the judges, pair their ideas and pair their role as judges. They will determine if a case really needs some forensic evidence or not.
Okay, so the other issue that came up, I mean, the killing of one activist in Ejura. I'm sure you are following that incident as well.
Yes.
Could forensics help in solving that murder as well?
Yes, to an extent. To an extent. In looking at the crime scene, what I imagined in the videos that I've seen, there are a number of things that could be used to help in resolving this case. So for one, he was battered, right? So then the sticks, if they're there, could be recovered into evidence and be used and examined. And also, eyewitness testimony of the accounts that occurred could be collected and analyzed to see the sequence of events. Also, it was mentioned that he received death threats and other threats through his social media accounts. These could be traced back to the people who sent them. So that's where cyber forensics and digital forensics comes in.
Okay, so it was battered, and I think let's say, or let's assume that they have the weapon. So now when they get the weapon to the laboratory, how do they work around that weapon to be able to identify some clues to the murderers? Okay,
so depending on the strategy they choose, they can choose a number of things. Maybe they look out for fingerprints. They can look out for if their DNA profiles that are available, which are not necessarily the victim's DNA profile, to find out which other people were there. Those are the main things I think they can use to solve this case.
So how can they get DNA from, let's say, a piece of wood?
Okay, so DNA is transferred through many things, okay? So even your skin cells follow all the time. So say he picked up the stick, probably some of his skin cells were deposited on the stick. Also your fingerprints leave some residues like oils aside the print itself, which can be examined to determine your DNA.
So it means no matter what, you can find something.
Yes,
from the crime scene.
You can.
Or from objects.
You may find something.
Okay. So besides the weapon, you also mentioned what could be done at the crime scene. So you mentioned another thing.
Cyber forensics.
Yes. So cyber forensics. So how can they work around that as well?
So that can be used to find out who was sending such threats to him before he died, and what the person's role is in the murder of this activist.
So isn't that just going into his Facebook account to see the messages he's received?
You know how IT works, right?
Yes.
Sometimes people try to hide behind certain things to send people messages. So yes, it may take just a little more than just going to his social media account and finding out those people.
So it means IT experts could also be forensics support in a way.
Exactly.
And it all comes down to forensics.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's talk about career, the forensics career. Is it a man's world?
No, it isn't. It's open to everyone.
So you know a lot of women who are in the forensics business?
I had most of my lecturers being female, yes, in their forensic sciences. So.
Okay. And does it pay so well? Or
it's good.
It's just like medicine?
It's good. I won't say it's like medicine. Depending on what you do, you would have some remuneration for it. So
okay. So I'm saying this because I know a lot of women and a lot of young girls will be watching us, and some will be inspired in the field. So this is an opportunity to also let them know exactly what it is and encourage them to be part of it. You're already saying that we need to have programs where young women, young children or young kids are taught that there are such careers that they could pick up and learn from. So what would you say to young people watching us?
I think that if you have a passion for forensic science, absolutely pursue it and don't let anything stop you. It's an exciting field. It can be tiring, it can be stressful, but it's worth it. And if that's what you really want to do, I think you should pursue it.
And you know, we have a country where every kid wants to be a doctor or a lawyer or a journalist because they see them always on TV, or other careers that are around them. And until I met you, I can't point out to even a single forensic scientist. So how can the kids say they want to be forensic scientists when they've not met people in that field? Isn't that more of a disadvantage?
Yes, that's why I was talking about education earlier. That if we're able to institutionalize our forensic science programs in the tertiary level, in the secondary school level, even have programs outside of our educational system where these kids can have access to this information about pursuing a career in forensic science, that would really help.
Do you have any program currently running?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay,
Yes.
so how did you know or hear about forensic science?
I used to watch a lot of CSI and a lot of Bones, and that's where I picked up the interest. And growing up, I didn't like people being accused of things that they didn't do. So basically, I didn't like people suffering injustice. So that's how come I got interested in forensic science.
And did anyone advise you on how to go about it?
Yes, I got a lot of advice from my dad.
Okay.
Yes, he's into security, but that's physical security.
Okay.
And that really helped.
Okay, so he taught you where to go and how to go about it?
Not necessarily, but he opened my mind to all the options available if I wanted to pursue a career in forensic science.
Can you share some of these options and what others could also do?
Okay, so one, for instance, is what to do in the university, my first degree. I actually didn't know what to do. I thought medical school was it. Like, when you do science in the senior high school, then the next thing is to become a doctor, because I'd always wanted to become a doctor when I was younger. But then growing up and watching these series and movies, I realized that there was something else in the scientific field that wasn't being explored so much in Ghana. And I was very interested and intrigued by it. And so applying for my first degree, we decided that, okay, we would try and find a science course that can directly feed into forensic science. So that's one of the ways.
So first is science course, and you specifically chose biochemistry.
Yes.
Because that could help you pursue forensic
science. Yes.
Okay. So it means you knew what you wanted to do from secondary school.
More or less.
So it means that if any child, anybody wants to pursue forensic science, they need to know that they need to come to terms with what they want to do earlier before they even go for their first degree.
Yes.
But can anybody who is not in the sciences pursue forensic science as a second degree?
Yes, actually. It's not just scientific. As I was talking about earlier, there's cyber forensics, there's forensic accounting. So you don't necessarily need to restrict yourself to forensic science, which deals with scientific principles, yes. But then you can be interested in other things like forensic accounting, cyber forensics, detecting of identification, so facial identification and recognition. That's an aspect of forensic science that is not being explored a lot here in Ghana. Yeah.
So it means there are so many other forensics that you could learn without necessarily having a science background, like the IT, the cyber forensics you mentioned.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I see. So this has been a very great interview, and would come back to talk about what exactly should be the direction of this country when it comes to forensics, how best we could benefit from this area of study after this break. So we'll be back. This is the Lowdown. My name is Ni Akwe, Ismail Akwe. Welcome back from the short break. My name is Ni Akwe, Ismail Akwe, and you're watching The Lowdown. Our guest today is Nanadwa Frema Fiakwi, and she's a forensic scientist. We're talking about what got better in dealing with our cases, legal cases, using forensic science. But we can't talk about forensic science and what Ghana could do better without talking about the history of forensic science in Ghana. So can you tell us what's the history? Do we have a good history? Or it's really a bad, murky one?
So forensic science has been around for a while. So in 1894, the Ghana Police Service was set up, which was known as the Gold Coast Police Service. And in 1921, we had the CID departments being formed as well. Then the next year, the year after that, that's when the fingerprinting unit of the CID was formed. So exactly around that time was when forensics actually came to light in Ghana.
That's 92.
That's, no, 1922.
1922?
Yes.
Fingerprints?
Yes, there was a fingerprinting unit in the CID.
Of Ghana Police?
Yes, yes.
Well, that's quite interesting.
Yes, and so coming down to recent years, after the independence, then the Ghana Police was changed. The Gold Coast Police name was changed to Ghana Police because the country had gotten the name Ghana. And then we started having the different units, which are ballistics and firearms, chemical and drug analysis. We have document examination units, and then we have the DNA examination units. And then we have these available to the public. And there's this really nice place at Kawakudi where the forensic lab is located. Yeah.
Okay, so that history is quite interesting. It means that we're able to do all these things even before
for forensic science.
Okay. Well, I'm sure someone will ask. So if nobody's life is in danger, stay away from the crime scene. Don't touch anything. Don't pull any dead body out. Just stay away for the investigators to do their work. So those were the words of Nanajua Mafia, which is our guest on this edition of The Lowdown. It was very exciting, and you can watch us every Monday on all of GhanaWeb's digital channels. My name is Ni Akwe Ismail Akwe. Stay safe.
This week, we're in Nima, arguably the biggest slum in Ghana. We have a date with Mo Audu, who is a fine artist and a painter, to understand his story. Well, Mo's story is that at one point in his young life, he was a middleman for transporting hard drugs like cocaine. At another point in his adult life, he quit painting and artwork, for that matter, for close to 6 years. Today, this is his testimony. Arts has saved me. Welcome to this week's edition of The Untold here on GhanaWeb TV with me, Eche Atisu. Let's take you right to the story now.
Is the Street Arts Paris. It's a book made up of some of the greatest artists in Europe and around the world. So you can see last time I received this book. So these guys are my mentors. They used to be my mentors. I want to be like them. So I got people like Great Bansky. If you know Bansky, if you follow the art world, Bansky is one of the great artists around the world now. He's like people like Van Gogh, Michelangelo. So he's the Michelangelo of our time now. He's a street artist, and so you can see that these are artists. So I think you see this artwork. I have my work around this artwork. So I painted close to this lady. So there are a lot of artists. You know, this guy is from Brazil, I think so. See, these are artworks from people that I look up to, and unfortunately, or what will I say it, I'm so lucky enough to be part of. So this is Bansky's work. If you know Bansky, this is Bansky's work. This is Bansky. So I get to be in the same magazine with Bansky. and these other artists.
This is just one of many art books Mo Awudu's works have been featured in, and he proudly shows it off. Painting has taken him places and given him the opportunity to showcase Ghana to the rest of the world. But he hasn't always been this proud of his talent. The craft he boasts about today is one he abandoned when he was younger, as he was convinced it wasn't a lucrative business.
I stopped doing that for 5 or 6 years. I was trying to aid with people that do this internet stuff. Now I'm just on the street. Yeah, we're just doing taraji. Trust me, I'm confused. When they call you taraji, it's like you follow. Taraji means like you follow people. You just follow people who have money. You do stuff. You go out and chill. And I take people to night clubs, because when I go there, I don't pay. I take people, these Sakao boys there. When I take them, I'll just take them inside for free. Then they'll pay me half of the gate fee. So that's how we hustle. We do a lot of hustle. We hustle like how to survive, how to just survive. You know, we go to circle. You know the shower lines. We are there like every night. You know, we have friends there. We just macho up anything that happen. You know, these bad guys will just slap this one. You know, we just slap people like that. You know, it's a Nima thing. You know, you have to be hard before you survive. So if you don't take time, you just ended up. So sometimes when I look at my friends in the ghettos, I feel bad, because I have a lot of people that I have a lot of friends now. They are the ones who are selling the weed and cocaine, and they are the bosses in the ghettos.
Growing up in the ghettos of Nima, he was called Prince because his family was considered to be better off than most of their neighbors.
Growing up in Nima wasn't like an easy thing, yeah, because when you look at this house, it's made up of different people from different community, sometimes from different countries around Africa, especially the western part of Africa. So you get to see different attitude, the way people treat their children and other stuff. You get to see good and bad people here. So for me, I'm an ordinary Nima guy. My mom used to sell cocoa, and my dad worked at Barclays, I think as a gardener or something. Yeah, so but they were being responsible parents as much as they support me. So sometimes in the ghetto they call me Prince, because that time we're having better life than others. Trust me, we're having better life than others. So my dad just love whatever I want to do in my life. If it's good, he loves it.
Growing up in a notorious community, Mohammed is amazed he didn't follow in the corrupted footsteps of most of his friends who are now drug barons, even though he even transported drugs for dealers when he was younger.
For us, growing up here is very hard. You get to meet bad people, where people ask you to send you like a mentors, or people that live in the community send you to do stuff. Especially sometimes they give me bags to send you to places that I didn't know it is cocaine till now, because those people, now that I know that they are cocaine dealers, they used to send us with bags. Okay, take it to this guy at Newtown, take it to this guy at Tulu, not knowing these things are cocaine. So so for us, we are privileged not to get to do this kind of bad habits. So every time before we survive on the road, it's like crazy.
Despite his father's efforts to provide his needs, Mohammed preferred the life of a hustler even as a young child, and kept running away from home to engage in menial jobs even when he knew he was going to be punished for that.
I think every Wednesdays is Nima market. I used to go there and carry loads on Wednesdays. So I have to like escape school and carry loads on my head, and it is crazy. And sometimes you sew sacks of food stuff, and you carry it on your head for people. Then you take money, because that's what you can do to have your freedom the way you want to eat. Otherwise, you eat what is being what is prepared in the house. So I punishment, but trust me, sometimes fear is good. You need all these fears to make you to direct you. Otherwise, trust me, we'll be like bad people, you know. So from there, we've been going to markets, go to Nima, Ghetto, to Asalam down to take wood or aluminium. Sometimes when we go there, I feel scared, because some of my friends will just pour people's food down, like they'll just pour the food down and before they take the aluminium, you know. So I feel so bad, and it's not a life that sometimes you wanted to do, but that's how you have to sometimes survive.
At a young age of 9, he discovered his love for painting and got involved in the craft.
I was living around Junior Nima, so I go to library when I was around 11 years old. Then I met a guy called Mose Hashim. He was painting, and I approached him that I want to learn arts, and he said, okay, no problem. Then from that day, I started going to his studios, and one day my mom thought I lost because I didn't go home at that night. I didn't go. I stayed in the studio for 2 days, and she thought I lost, and she started to like move around Nima, where they do art, because that's where she knows that she will find me. And looking at my journey, I think I love art, and I think I started noticing that I want to be an artist or a creative person when I was very young. Trust me, when I was very young, around at age of 9 or 8, I know that at that time Azuma Nelson was a world champion. My dad has a radio. When they are listening to commentary, when they're listening to commentary, I have this blackboard and a chalk that I used to do this drawing of a boxer. I'm trying to depict Azuma Nelson. So from there, I know that I have this talent of being an artist.
Mohammed loved art not now. Mohammed was around 8, 9, came to me, and Mohammed, I like him myself, because Mohammed even started using paint before sketching. He knows how to use paint much. And Mohammed has been with me for almost, let me say, 10 years. And what Mohammed now has become, in fact, it's not easy. Mohammed now is a big guy, and I know him doing a lot, especially when it comes to painting. Mohammed can do more than me. So I wish him very good luck. I wish him to be more than this.
Many people who knew him were confident Mohammed will pursue his dream of becoming an artist when he grows up, and that he did. When he completed JSS, his father asked him to get enrolled at the Ghanata Senior High School, but he refused to because he believed he had enough knowledge and didn't deserve to start from Form 1.
I have some friends called Ahmed Tijani and Aziz Gold Coast. So they are my best friend, and we move together. We do everything together. So they attend Ghanata College of Art and Design, and I think that time I was in primary 4. So whenever they come from school around 2 p.m., I take their artworks or their homeworks and copy it, and copy even their notes, and try to read and understand what they teach there. So I was in primary 4. I started doing like the the final the SHS final year exams, like the project work. I do it. I told them no, I can't start like first year at Ghanata. I need to start like second year or third year, because whatever they are doing at first year, I already know that, because I go through their notes, and their practical works through my friends TJ and Aziz. So I said okay, I won't go there. And one of the teachers, Mr. Daku, and Ahmed Tijani, told me, okay, why can't I enroll to another school? So I went to how do you call this school? Amir's Academy. That place I did only 6 months. Third year, 6 months. So whilst I was in the school, I started teaching 3 months of the 6 months. So they started paying me whilst I'm in the school. But I started after that. That's around 2003. So I think I did an A-level exams at British Council at that time. So from there, I wasn't like being a spy. I stopped doing that completely.
I would want to congratulate management and staff for how far they've come. GhanaWeb is the biggest portal in Ghana and even in outside Ghana as well. For the people outside Ghana, this is their go-to portal. And anybody outside Ghana will tell you that GhanaWeb is where they get their source of news from. I've had friends who are residing outside Ghana, and anytime there's news about me, and this time it's about me, they hit me up and say, oh, I read this story about you on GhanaWeb, I read this story about you. So it tells me that it is the #1 portal for everybody else, for both of us in Ghana and outside. So I would want to congratulate the management and staff for the work that they've done over the years. And I wish you guys well. I pray for strength, for success, for favor, and for special grace, that you guys will live on to be 50, 70, and 100 years. Congratulations to you guys.
He recalls how he got back into painting.
One day I was sitting down, I was very depressed. At that time. I was sitting down outside because I wasn't doing what I love, but because what I love is not that inspired. So I was sitting down, and this guy called Shamu, he used to be an art teacher at a school called Uncle Arts College. So he saw me sitting down, and he asked me, okay, Mo, what are you doing here? Then I told him, I was just sitting down. He said, okay, your friends are painting, why can't you go and join them? Then I told him, okay, no problem, I'll go there. So that day I went there. When I went there, I think 2012 or 2011, when I went there, the guys they gave me a canvas like this to work, like the way I'm painting right now. They gave me a canvas to work, and I stopped painting for more than 5 to 6 years. So when they gave me the canvas, I painted, and in 10 minutes I sold. After I finished the painting, 10 minutes, I think I sold out the artwork. And that's when I realized I started to tell my self-realization, where I realized what the power that I have in me. I think
one of his aims as an artist is to change the negative narrative about Nima.
There have been a lot of bad narrative written about Nima and the Nima people, and so I have to change that narrative every place I go. When you ask me to go to places, I make sure I'll be the hardest worker at that place. So when I go to places to paint, so I started with Chalewote. We made it first year, people don't know anything. Second year, it started to like grow. Third year, like 4 years, it started to grow. You know, so every year I read what the media say. This year we didn't see a lot of art, so the following year I sacrifice. It's like we sacrifice from our sweat. There's no money at that time. We kill ourselves. Sometimes we walk here from here to Jamestown. I walk from Nima to Jamestown with my guys. We walk from Nima to Jamestown. When we are hungry, we pass to where they sell coconuts. You know, where they sell coconuts, where these guys, you see the inside. We call it the inside, the coconut, the inside, the food. We ask them, Charlie, give us the inside. We eat and take water and go to Jamestown, paint for Charlie Ote. So our blood is there. Sometimes I even had an arm, my wrist is giving me problem now. I think I got that injured. I want to like fall down from a scaffold. So I think I put up a good name. When I'm there, all I think is I'm just representing this community, not just me as Mo. So for me, they say hard work pays, and whatever you are doing, I think people see it.
Today, he looks back at his failed attempt to travel to Libya and is glad he ran back to his first love.
When I stopped doing that, I had a plan to travel to Libya, because this place, our biggest dream is to travel. When you wake up, the moment you are growing up, all your focus in life is to travel abroad, even with visa or illegal migration or by road. So I had a lot of friends that passed away. I had a lot of friends that even have their hands like cutting, like frozen. They cut their hand, now they are handicapped through trying to travel. So some time back, myself and my friends, one of my friends, we had a plan to go to Libya. So we took the bus, we went to Baku. From Baku, I was in the back of these cars that bring like onions to Accra. We are going to Niger. Trust me, we are staying at the back of the car. You know what happened? Because they put animals there like goat, so you hear a smell of a goat and you can't even move. So I told myself, no, I can't do this. And I think the following year, one of my other friends, he went there and he passed out. It's called summer. He died on the desert. So I tried to go to Libya. It didn't happen for me. I came back, and my art, my passion saved me. And I don't see myself as a painter. I see myself as somebody who represents everybody around, everybody in the community, not just the Nima community, but I think the world in general, like a slum or places like Nima, where people don't have a lot of opportunities. Yeah. So I always represent those people when I'm doing work. That's why people say more is more energy or more fire, because when I go to places, I want to get things done, because people always say that negativity is too much from where I come from.
He has traveled to several parts of the world to participate in various arts festivals, which he doesn't get tired talking about.
I got to travel to Brazil, 80 artists. I'm the only black African there. I got to do a mural about Afro-Brazilians, which I created a conversation about the Brazilian connection to Ghana or Africa. So it was so huge. I even got some commissions whilst I'm there. I went and painted at one of the biggest street arts community in Sao Paulo. They call that place Alma da Rua. It's a community where you see arts, like everybody travels there. Superstars from Hollywood, they go there. So I go to paint in the gallery. It's still there. So I came back. I had a call to go to Paris. I went there. With my friend called C2. He's a Togolese, but he's based in France. So when I met C2, it was crazy. Like, yeah, people don't even know me. Oh, when I'm painting this, it reminds me, because I think I painted a picture like this in Paris with this same reference. So I did my painting with the same reference in Paris. So when I did this place, I did a tribute for Notre Dame Church when it burnt. So I did a tribute here. It was a big mural, and I think people still love the murals. People take pictures, share it on social media. I got an invitation to go to the States. That was my biggest dream, to go there and live and hustle. So I traveled to the States on Guba. I was part of the artists invited by the Guba Awards, most influential artists. So I got to go to the States, because all the time the States, I call myself Daki. When I say Daki, Daki means Black America. So because you used to live the American life influence, you know, we have a lot of people that come from the States, so we love the United States. And sometimes before I used to tell my friends, telling me when I travel to America, I will never come to Ghana. I'm not a Ghanaian. Sometimes my dad would just say, this guy, when he travel, he will never come, you will see him again. But through my art, I got to go to the States easily. Because I have a lot of friends, they reach past Brazil, past to places, some die in the Amazon and other stuff. Even still, that's other people's dream.
Giving back to society is very important to him, as he believes he is where he is today because some people invested in him. Hence, he also needs to invest in others.
My friends and I, Musa Swala, Muse and these guys, we had this idea of we need to give back to these kids what we didn't have when we are growing up. Because if you didn't bring these boys to you, they will face the worst thing that you face in your life. Because I feel my life when I was growing up, people sent me with cocaine. We used to remove real leaves from the branches. Trust me, sometimes they do tea. Because you are hungry, you want to drink the tea. So it's something painful, and it's something painful for us. So we decided, oh, why can't we? People are talking about we want to change the world. We want to change the world. You need to start it from your community. So we started doing this workshop in Nima all the time. We have this association called NMA. We had a lot of good people around it. Some time back, I can't tell anybody that I'm from Nima. I have to tell you that I live in Kanda. Because when I tell you I'm from Nima, I'm not going to get a job. Because you have that mind of, you run away with my money. So I have all these pains around me. So people who knows me will know all these things. But if you don't know, you understand why sometimes I'm kind of like hard. Like people say, I'm kind of soft now, but I'm hard. I love being hard because life, we didn't get life on the silver platter. So even to call your name, sometimes you have to change your name on your passport sometimes because of the name, the name called Nima. First of all, you are from Nima, you are a Muslim, you know that perception, like that's the reality. I'm telling you, that's the perception. So we don't want these kids growing up to be in that situation. So we bring them together after school. We teach them art, give them opportunity. You know, we engage them to be their self and to have self-belief.
I've known Mo for say 6 years now, and I think that he comes across as a passionate person. He thinks about family, he thinks about society, he thinks about work, he thinks about the generations that are yet unborn. He thinks particularly about his community and how he can use arts to influence behavioral changes within his community in Accra, in Ghana, and in the world at large. Mohammed started really rough in the hoodlums in Nima, and that has toughened him and given him a different perspective of life. and also giving him that tenacity of purpose to be able to put in all he has to be able to succeed. When you grow up in places such as Nima, slum communities, it is a dog eats dog situation. You either make it, or you end up either doing drugs, you're doing alcohol, or you're doing internet fraud, and not much attention is paid on education. And through all the hard times, he's been able to find himself, his passion, through the influence of some other people, and of course God, and he's been able to learn and bring out the essence of art. And I can say for a fact that Muhammad is one of the very few talented artists here in Ghana that Africa has to export. He's one of the main brains behind the popular Chalewote Festival. People come to Chalewote just to come and look at the works of Mo. He's been in collaboration with the Tourism Ministry as well as the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to change the faces of public spaces within the country, and also influence, as I said, behavioral changes, some of which include education on open defecation and also child marriages. So if you go around Malam, you'd see his work that says, pay my school fees and not my bride price. He's been able to influence a lot of youth in seeing art as a viable option, going to school and then also learning and giving a lot of prominence to the art, where you find people giving more prominence to the sciences and other technical subjects. But Mo has also made us understand that there's a huge career in art, and that young people can also aspire to be artists, because they can make decent living for themselves, create all the opportunities and networks that they can, and also influence other people.
Without a doubt, stories like that of Mo Audu bring us inspiration, and that's what we aim to do here on The Untold, right here on GhanaWeb TV. Thank you once again for joining us, and we hope that you join us for other exciting editions in the future. Remember to follow us on all social media sites at The GhanaWeb, and also visit us at www.ghanaweb.com for news and all information. Until the next time, my name is Eche Atisu. Remember to be kind to one another.
What can I say? Congratulations. The media these days is not easy. I think that you guys are doing your very best. And when I look at the team of people who are doing this work, I can only congratulate you and hope that this team will maintain and move on to achieve much greater things. But congratulations, you're doing a good job.
Powers and principalities. There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you're denying funny face. It's not my brother. Today you're denying funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
I'm delighted to be supporting the GhanaWeb road safety campaign. Let's be brutally frank. We are losing too many of our compatriots. The last time I checked the statistics, at the end of April, 1,034 Ghanaians had lost their lives to road crashes. We cannot continue on this trajectory. More people have died on our roads than COVID has killed during this pandemic period. That's really striking. We cannot continue doing the same thing and yet expect different results. Expect that some way, somehow, we'll reverse this deadly trend. We need to end the fatalities. We need to end the road crashes. We all now must take greater responsibility. Make sure our cars are serviced, our brakes are serviced regularly. We must ensure that as car owners, we do not hand over our cars to drivers or to our children who have not been properly licensed to use our vehicles. And let us just watch the speed and be extra cautious on our roads. Let's obey road traffic regulations and respect the signage on our roads. The carnage, the fatalities cannot continue. We must end the mass murder that is going on in our country due to road traffic accidents. It has to end beginning from me, beginning from you. So let us do right and let us save lives.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next. Yeah,
I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
It's not my brother. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Wabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
We are back on your screens again with another exciting edition of People and Places here on GhanaWeb TV. Today, we are in the biggest Zongo community in Ghana. We are in Nima, and we are going to take a tour around the community. What do you know about Nima? What have you heard about Nima? And what don't you know that you would want to find out? Well, we have all these answers for you when we return from this quick break. I am Wandami Hagan, and I'm always excited to come your way with another edition of People and Places. Welcome aboard. Welcome back from the break. Thank you for staying with us. So our guest today is Abdul Fattah Hassan. I like to call him a Nima boy because he was born and bred here. He's lived here almost all his life, or let's say all his life. Fattah.
Yeah.
Call Lafia.
Lafia long.
How do you say how are you?
Yeah, a day.
Yeah, a day.
Lafia long.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you stayed in Nima? I know you were born here, but like, what's the period of time?
Okay, let me say I was born and bred close to 50 years now.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Then we have more information from you today.
I'll do my best and give you more information.
Right.
So far as my age is concerned.
Great. Tell us, where does Nima start from and end?
Okay. Let me put it this way. Nima starts from Nima police station.
Okay.
Right opposite of our president house, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
So when you are coming from Netherlands Embassy, that's the Obechebi Lamte Bridge, right?
Yeah.
So Nima started from there through Ring Road and end at Paloma.
Okay.
Then continue from Paloma, in between Paloma and the gutter. So you come up to here, Newtown gutter here. Half of Kokomlemle and Newtown is part of Ayawaso Central, that's Alad. Okay. But the other side of Newtown, it continues like that, going to Kotobabi, up to the street, that's Pig Farm. That's Total, that filling station.
Yeah.
Then it continues there, goes up to 37 Military Hospital. Then continues up to Flagstaff House and end at that the same bridge. That's Netherlands Embassy. That's Nima. But they came and divided the constituency into two. Okay. First, it was East Ayawaso constituency, made of Nima, Mamobi, Kandaruga, Kotobabi, and Newtown, Kwatru. But now they made it Ayawaso East and Ayawaso North. So let me break it down. Ayawaso East is Nima East and West and Kandaruga.
Okay.
Ayawaso North is Mamobi East, Mamobi West, and Kwatru. That's Newtown. Okay. But when you join the two, all is Nima.
Nima. Okay.
In Nima also we have 441. Area community, 441 community.
Okay.
We have Alan Gota community. Then we have Mamobi community. Then we have Nima community. You see how it is?
Okay.
So that is Nima for you.
And Nima is very big.
Very, very big.
And we are going to have a tour of the place, like I told you earlier. We would see all the corners and all the places that you did not know before today. And Fattah is going to help us do that. So where will we start our tour from?
Yeah, we need to start from the market. Today is Wednesday. Today, Wednesday, the market is West African market.
Okay.
If I may say. People from Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Mali, Niger, Cote d'Ivoire, they came in Nima on Wednesday to sell their product. Their
every
booth.
Wednesday?
Every Wednesday. So if Nima can host a West African market, I think Nima is a community that the whole Ghana shouldn't joke about.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. All right.
When it comes to socio-economic activities.
So we'll be going through the markets, and then he will tell us which other places from there. So let's head towards the market.
Okay, the market starts from here, as you can see.
Okay.
You see the woman selling pepper, fish, smoking fish, everything that you can find here.
Okay.
And like I told you, this woman that sells fish, they're from Jamestown, Choko area.
Okay.
Gamashi, that's Gamashi. But
they are here
Wednesday,
because it's a market
Yes,
day.
every Wednesday, they also came here and sell their fish. And some of them even come far as Eastern region and other parts of Ghana.
Okay.
Not only out of Ghana, even part of Ghana.
What are some of the things you will find on a typical market day here at Nima?
Millet, yam, beans, everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Aside food, what else?
You can find those who are into herbal medicine.
Okay.
Aside food, herbal medicine. Some of them also sell clothing.
Okay.
Second-hand clothing and even already made clothing. You understand? Anything you want, you can find it here. But the food stuff, I like main thing, food stuff. And it's, you know one thing about the market also, the food stuff are almost like cheap. Let me put it this way, like everybody can affordable compared to other markets.
Oh, okay.
Even if you want to buy something in Accra, you come here, you get it less.
Every day or only on market days?
They come every day, but the market day is like everybody is selling in large quantity. People will come with the trucks and pack and go and sell other markets and other communities too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we going next from here?
From here, I think we need to go out of the market so that we can see other parts of Nima also. The main market itself is there, but it starts from here, on the streets, you understand, up to the mosque area.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll continue our tour, but we just want to take a look at some of the things they have here in the market, and then we'll start the conversation into details when we move to our next destination. So we made a stop here at the medicine market in Nima, inside the Nima market. And we want to speak to the sellers and just get what this whole thing is about, what kind of medicines they have and what kind of medicines people usually come here to buy. Let's say. Njo ben sana mo ewa ha. It's basically herbal medicine. Okay, aside herbal, no. I am more spiritual medicine. Okay. It's what me tell me send your money Okay, but me who said dried frogs, cultural. And no sunny there.
I go from the and I'm so market about Ebia Asram and also or the battle in the Banisa.
I bet you share one. I bet you share one. Now, a day. A two one in someone since we are in the market as well. Near my benza. Oh, okay. So we just spoke to one woman who also sells the medicines here. She calls her, she's Ernestina Esiedu. And she took us through the kinds of medicines they have here and what some people come here to buy them for. So we'll continue with the tour with Fatal.
Right now we are at Malam Futa's house, but now owned by his grandson or his son, Futa himself, the chief of Nima.
Okay.
Malam Futa is someone that he came from the north, let me put it that way. He's a Fulani man, but he's a spiritual leader, like Imam. So he's the one who the Gan people of Osu Traditional Council put the whole Nima in his hands, like a caretaker.
Okay.
They trusted in him, they believe him, and they feel like he's supposed to be like a caretaker of the whole
custodian
Nima
of the land. Okay.
That's way back, before I was born. But when we grew up, we know the story. Now the place is changed because development
has come.
First, it doesn't look like this.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So now he is past already many years.
Yeah.
So now the new Futa himself put this edifice. There's another one too in the market.
For now, what has become of the house? Does he live here?
Yeah, he lives here.
Futa,
yeah, he lives here. He lives here in the other house too. Some of the time he meets his chiefs, other colleague chiefs, to do their meetings and programs here. Yes.
Okay.
You can't talk about Nima and stop talking about Malam Futa.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But we've been talking about Nima. The name Nima, is it a Hausa word? What does it mean?
Nima means it's Arabic language. It's not Nima, it's Ni'ima.
Ni'ima.
Yes.
Okay.
But some of the people, they can't pronounce it and they say Nima. So Nima in Arabic language, it means blessing, something blessing.
Okay.
Something blessing. Yes.
So.
But the real name of Nima is Nima.
Nima. That sounds Gan.
It's a Gan language.
Okay.
Nima. So Ni means chief. Ma means land. So Nima.
Ni's land.
Ni's land.
So the land of the chiefs.
The land of the chief. Precisely Osu traditional chief or chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they own Nima. They are landlords of this place.
So it means that the place was named to acknowledge the people who gave you the land.
Yes.
What's the population of Nima?
When you take population of Nima, let's put this population census. They don't count a lot of people. You understand? We have something we call round compound house in Nima. One room takes more than 10 people. One room. Some of the room. The less is 4 or 5.
Why? How big is the room?
They call it single room. It's just let's say from where this man stands here.
And it takes 10 people.
Some of the room take more than 10 shelves. You understand? If you enter the house, they say, okay, everybody go into your room. You see one room contains 7, one contains 6, 5, 10. So all these people, some of them, they don't count them when it comes to the population census. So for me, if you ask me the population of Nima, it's more than 500,000.
And what kind of people live here? Is it purely a Muslim community, or do you have other people around?
We have everybody in Nima. Nima is a cosmopolitan area where you can find a lot of tribes across the world. Not Africa, across the world. Senegalese, Lebanese, even Arab. We have Egyptians in Nima. Even they make family with our people, born with them. Our current MC, Adia Salma. Her mother is an Egyptian. Her father is a Chamba. That tribe came from Togo.
Okay.
But they settled down in Ghana, you understand? And Chamba also, they have a place called Chamba community in the north. That's Bimbila side. You understand? So you see how we link up. So you can find Muslims, you can find Christians.
And how
in Nima. But when you take the religion between Muslims and Christians, the population, let's say 80% form as Muslims, and 20% form as Christians. You can find everybody doing his own thing. We have churches, we have mosques, You understand? In the community, you can find a church here, mosque here. On the time card, you see Allah Akbar. On Sunday, you see they are doing their church. Nobody is worrying anybody.
So you
understand?
Together,
We
and you
put
understand
everything
each other.
together. Even they speak Hausa language. That's the language all of us speak. You understand? You find a Ghan person speaking Hausa language, you shock. Unless they tell you it's a Ghan. Or anyway, you understand?
Talking about mosque, we'll just hold the rest of the conversation, and we are going to the central mosque right now. Fatal is leading us there. When we get there, we'll continue the conversation. So you can see some cowries and other items behind me. This leads us to our next stop, which is the central mosque here in Nima. And Fatal is going to tell us about the mosque. So when was this built? Do you know that?
The mosque was built, I don't know the years, but I grew up and met this mosque. Then it's not like this.
Okay.
The reason why I want us to talk about the mosque is when you are coming into Nima, it's a 2 thing or 3 thing that they will give you, they will use it and give you direction.
So like landmark.
Landmark. One is the roundabout. The second one is the market.
Okay.
The third one is the mosque.
The mosque.
Where the mosque, they call it Masalachi. Masalachi means mosque in Hausa language. Then they say Masalachi Kado. Kado is a tribe, came from Mali. And many of them settled here during Mal and Futa time.
Okay.
So they named this mosque after their tribe, like Masalachi Kado, because around this mosque, the houses is their houses. When you look at that tribe, the majority of the tribe, they live here. And so they started building the mosque with their labor work, everything. So the mosque is a central mosque, but it's been handled or controlled by Kado people. So they call the mosque Masalachi Kado. So for past 10 years, and they feel like, no, they have to redevelop the place. So they bring everything down from scratch, and they build this that you are seeing. And they said they don't want any organization or anybody to fund it, like give them money to do. They will do it by themselves. So you see these old people, they are the people who build this mosque. They put sand here, iron rods, everything, all the building materials, they carry it from the foundation, yes, to the top that you are seeing today. You understand? So it's a mosque that they don't joke with it when it comes to the Nima Central Mosque. It was built by the Nima people only. No funding from anywhere. They say they don't want anybody's money. They want to build this mosque by themselves, by their contribution and their labor force. Okay. Yes.
Aside the market which you've shown us, the roundabout and the central mosque, do we have any other very interesting places here in Nima before we even go to Kawakudi that you want to talk about?
Let me say, I'll just take you right here. The place is a ghetto where you find a youth maybe smoking or sitting down like a ghetto. At least you have to see one of them. At least you understand, so that you can talk something small very also important. There.
Very important.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So we are going to the ghetto. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fatal, there's one thing I've noticed, especially around the mosque. I don't know if they are Nima people, but you see a lot of beggars around there. Is it like families here, or there are people who are from outside, or like where do they come from and why are they so many?
These people, they just migrate from countries to Ghana. And it's a national issue, national discourse now. I heard on radio, TV, people are talking about it. They are not Nima people. They are not at all. We don't even know them. They don't know us. But they just migrate and they are here begging. So this is the biggest Islamic school in the whole Zongo community called Islamic Research. It's also developed by the Nima people from the scratch. Yes, and now a lot of people came from all over Ghana to come and, how do you call it, to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more like...
They don't do only Arabic and English. It's a school from class 1 to the top level.
Okay, and now, even though it was built by the Nima people, everybody
people from
here.
Eastern region, Volta region, even outside Ghana, Togo, Benin, Niger, and things.
Okay.
They come here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we call is this the ghetto?
Yeah, this is the ghetto that you see.
Okay.
It seems like they are not there plenty. Few of them are there.
But we can go through that
we can go.
And then just interact with some of them.
Yes.
What is this place called? What's the name of the ghetto?
The ghetto called Gorillas.
Gorillas.
Yeah, we have two ghettos here.
Okay.
One is Gorillas, and other one, this corner is MM. MM means money madness.
Okay.
Money madness, you understand? So,
and then Gorillas
is the mother of everything. You mentioned Gorillas in Nima. It's a place that everybody knows.
Okay.
Come in fine.
So we are inside the ghetto proper, and I'm surrounded by a group of young men who I'm going to speak to. Boss, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
What's your name?
My name is Alaji. Alaji.
Alaji?
Yeah.
Just Alaji?
You can call me Horace.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm a businessman.
Businessman?
Yeah.
That's a big title. What do you sell? What do you trade in?
I engage in farming and also in transportation.
Farming?
And transportation,
Okay.
yeah.
When you say farming, what do you mean?
Mixed farming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rear animals and also grow crops.
Okay.
And I also own certain Okada and that tricycle. That works for me.
Okay. And how did you get these things? How did you get the tricycles to start the business? And how did you get the animals? Are a lot.
Yeah,
how did you get them?
Yeah. It's the farming that gave me the money.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I decided to invest the money in another
something
business.
else.
Yeah.
That's creative.
Yeah.
So how did you get your animals?
So you see, the animals usually we go to Ashama to purchase them over there or buy them at a young age. Yeah.
So at which age did you start this?
Oh,
the business.
I started this. Let me take it like 5 years back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking this because you are young, so I'm wondering where you got the money from to go and buy the animals and stuff.
Yeah, it all depends on the brain. You have to use your brain. Yeah, because I sat down myself and then I asked myself a question. I decided to research about the billionaires in the world and millionaires in the world. And I saw that most of them are, businessmen.
Okay.
They do business on their own and then they're able to make it in life.
So you decided to go.
So I decided to also venture into business.
Do you smoke?
I can tell you before.
Before you used to smoke?
Before, yeah.
What were you smoking?
I was in secondary school.
Okay. What were you smoking?
Oh,
ganja or cigar?
I don't like cigarettes at all because it's poisonous.
Okay.
Yeah, cigarettes, I don't even want to hear the scent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's poisonous. I don't even want to hear the scent.
Okay, but why did you start smoking? Is it for the fun of it or
I would say it's a peer pressure. By then,
okay.
I need to be candid.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I got to school, the friends that I met in school were those that introduced me to it.
And how was the feeling for you?
Do
you get high and all of that?
Oh, truly you get high. You get high, but it's not everyone that is good for. To me like this, when I get high, I'm able to eat well. I mean, and then rest well also.
Okay. Okay.
And then before I used to have an eye problem, but when I started smoking, I mean, the eye problem stopped. And when I did some research, they said, I mean, the research showed me that the weed, they have certain, I mean, chemicals in it, which helps in, I mean, curing glaucoma.
I see. So why did you stop then?
The reason why I stopped is also due to the kids in my area. Most of the kids look up to me for inspiration, and then they use me as a role model. When they see me, they like me, and then they follow me. So I don't want them to see me engaged in such acts.
You're a big man. Thank you for sharing
You're
your story.
welcome.
Boss, good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Musa MP.
Musa MP.
MP.
Hey, you're a big man here. Okay, Musa, what do you do?
I'm a businessman.
Businessman. You're also a businessman.
Yes.
You're rich people.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also stay here, or you come to do your business and then go home?
I come go.
Okay.
I come give my animals food, do my things, smoke, go out.
You smoke?
I smoke.
Why do you smoke?
No, see my
real ganja.
Only ganja.
Okay. Why do you smoke ganja though?
It's off my pressure.
It soaks your pressure. What does that mean? It stops your pressure.
Yes.
Like I break it down for me. I don't understand. It helps you forget your problems or what?
Plenty problems.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I lost my father. I'm the firstborn of my family. I get plenty family. I the help. Pressure day on my top. If I smoke, if I go out, I use up. I know how to talk to my mother. I know how to talk to my sisters.
So it doesn't make you misbehave. It makes you calm down, rather.
Calm down.
I see. And when did you start smoking?
No, 2003.
Oh, I see. I see. But you know, smoking ganja is expensive, right? So if you are doing business and you're investing in it, won't your money get finished?
No, my money not get finished.
It won't get finished.
No.
How much is a roll?
Roll is common 2 cedi.
2 cedis. And you smoke how many times a day?
If I smoke this morning, only if I want to sleep again, I'll take one. 2 times a day.
Okay, but that's about you. I want to know about ghetto life. You know, they say a lot of people who live in the ghetto do bad things. Do you experience that? And do you know, are you part of that?
No.
Okay.
No again.
Okay, no 3 times. It means
no.
You're emphasizing that.
No.
So what?
I don't support bad things.
What makes
follow
you?
group.
What makes you not engage in such things? And do you see some of your brothers or sisters doing any illegal things like that?
I'll sack you. I'll give you crown.
Okay.
If I did here, that's what they call me MP.
Okay.
If you come inside my ghetto, they behave. I'm robber. They cocaine. No, they go outside. This year they but this side here.
Oh, so it's your ghetto. You are in charge.
MP.
Oh, I see.
Street MP.
Nice one.
No, I live with my family. This is my house. I live in this house.
Okay.
I live with my mother. If I'm a bad boy, my people around here no go give me support. See my face. Fresh face. I don't get any mark inside my body. Free anywhere I go enter. Anywhere. My duty time to pray with 5 times daily prayers. I'll do it. I can't give my animals food. I'll go my work. I work at soccer bets.
Oh, okay. Nice one.
As division bouncer. I'll be division bouncer. They go check. If they come work, I'll mark them. Come collect my pay. Only smoke by the smoke. I only take somebody thing. Your thing is not my own. Unless you give me, you dash me. This one, I dash you take. It's my own bag. I cannot come and steal it.
Okay.
I don't support that thing.
Okay, nice one. Bossu, what's your name?
My name is Brian Suleiman.
Okay, let me sit well. So Ibrahim, right?
Ibrahim Suleiman.
Suleiman.
Yes.
Okay, but you're popularly known as what?
Mighty Stone.
Mighty Stone.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this where you live?
Well, this is my area. This is our community. This is my brothers.
Okay. Okay. So what do you come here to do?
Well, first of all, I'm a songwriter and an artist.
Oh, so you do that too?
Yeah, I do that too. I'm
with
a
them
dancehall
and
artist.
freestyle.
Yeah. Yes, man. What would I say when me? What do you? My feel. What do you? Brahmin Chena sister, who you for? Woi. You know, man. Come back, you Satan, border upon the road. Man, you have to know the judgment they are going to feel done. Tell me now who are going to feel it defeat the promised land. Me know the man, he could never lie. When he promised, could never fail. Man, do good, never do bad. You know what? This is a mighty stone for you, sister.
Okay. That was a nice one.
Yeah.
So do you get high to sing, or you can write at any point?
I do reggae music. Yes.
But what inspires you to write or to sing?
Well, it's like about street life. When I see the street life, how we are living in the ghetto, you know. So I study down and cite and take those things to compose and write something about it.
Okay. Do you smoke?
Wow. That's a big question.
Big question.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, I fear God I smoke.
Okay. But why do you smoke? Whoa. What does it do for you?
The smoke, I smoke it because it gives me some motivation to do more things. Like concentrating on my own thing that I want to do on the earth.
Okay.
Sounds like the music and the sunrise. I can hold your picture and just display you right now on the board.
I see.
Yeah.
that I could see that from your freestyle.
Yes.
But how does this bring you money? And how do you intend to how do you intend to blow? Because if you are here, nobody will hear your song.
Well, I'm an underground artist.
Yeah.
For the longer time, starting, and at the same time, I'm a songwriter. So sorry, I want to bring you. As you see this bandage, it's an accident.
Okay.
And my leg here, I have an accident.
Oh wow. Sorry about that.
Yes, I had an accident by car at the Nima.
Oh, that's terrible.
And the driver ran away with me.
Wow.
So I'm just from Tamale. I went to Tamale almost about 3 months.
Okay.
I went to Black Medicine. So I just came from Tamale this morning. And I should come and see my brothers and my family.
Oh,
we share things too.
I see. But
so
is it better now? Your legs?
Yes.
It's better
Somehow.
now.
Somehow.
I see. Sorry to hear that. Let me just speak to your brother. Super, that's your name. Super, that's your name, right?
No, my name is Kuwait.
Your name is what? Kuwait. That's your original name?
No, that's my music name.
Oh, you're also a singer, an artist. Okay, and what genre of music do you do?
I do Afrobeat and rap. I've got a bunch of music, like almost 21 songs.
People are watching you, so maybe give them 1 or 2 lines. Let them start.
I grab the mic and change the game. You and I, you know, be same. Who be the baddest MC? Hey, mention my name. I know they rush, I know they talk, I know they do like others they claim. I'm here for the music, who's they here for the fame. Mambo rappers with no style, show you how we do this. Mess up with the boo, get stuck in the bullshit. OJ, people know me, the bad that I speak.
Nice one. I saw you take something small when I came here. What was that for?
You saw me?
Take some, like you were smoking something.
Did you saw
small.
me? Did you saw me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, you don't smoke?
Oh, I do smoke.
You smoke, okay. So why do you smoke?
Mostly, I don't used to smoke it like how you mean or you understand it, but in a form of tea.
A form of what?
Tea.
Tea,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every morning.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've got some medical issues.
So you drink it?
It was prescribed for me.
Oh, I see.
So I used it since I was like 14 years.
Oh, okay.
because I grew up at Teshi. My grandfather is a Rastaman.
Long dreadlocks. Is that why you're doing small dreads? Do you intend to do the long dreadlocks?
Oh, I've done and cut it off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I used to get dreadlocks like my brother, but I guess because I'm rebranding myself in a way, my musical career, so I'm branding it.
But I just want you to talk about the perception that, I mean, I was speaking to some of your brothers and they are doing legitimate business. So the perception out there that ghetto youths are violent and all of that, where is it from and why do you think people think like that?
No, the ghetto is not for bad people like how people see it. Because you see, this place is like, they call it a scrum area. You see so many people, you see other materials around as my brothers are dealing in the same business. So if people are around, that doesn't even call it to be a ghetto. Something like that. It's even a disrespect.
Okay.
You understand? Because you are living in your luxurious place. You call it elite and stuff like that. So where I live, you call it ghetto. No, it's not ghetto.
Okay.
But we take it like that, you know.
But some of you actually call it ghetto.
Oh no, you know, that's what they have been used to calling it and stuff. But here is Nima, here is gorillas. Here's our gorillas. Here is not ghetto.
Okay.
If you take car, you are going to gorillas. If you hear you, they bring you. It's not ghetto. Ghetto is not. So most time, if I see people saying ghetto, I used to tell them, say, yo, check your word. People live here, they do businesses. My auntie have got stores. My brothers have got other farm activities ongoing and the scraps. You see, we have got so many plastic materials around. It's rubbish. We don't like it. For example, we sleep on people, they don't know rubbish. But we are in it. We have even get knowledge to even gather them up. We even need support from even the government to even make it a big business for us. Everything, they are good, they are bad. Once they have bad, that's why we got good. Once they have good, we have to get bad. But here, the bad are few. I'm being honest with you. Because we here, or me like this, I'm a musical artist, see my music box. I always carry that around.
Okay.
I try to let people know me. I'm trying to put myself out there, but it's hard.
Okay. This is just half of the conversation. There's a lot more we are going into, but we need to take a quick break, after which we'll delve more into the Nima life and everything else you need to know. This is still People and Places. Don't go away.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
mobile banking,
thank you,
and your favorite mobile money, tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects, and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
And we are back. Thank you for staying with us while we went on that quick break. Right now, we are at the most popular food joint in Nima. It's called Kawakudi and it's owned by Hajia Lami. It leads us into the conversation about food and other things. And our guest, Patel, is still here with us to take us through. So, talking about food, what is the most popular food of the people of Nima? When you come to Nima on a typical day, what are some of the common things you can find? Food.
Food?
Yes.
Okay, let's say when day break in the morning, the food that we take, number one is cocoa.
Okay.
Cocoa and kose.
Hausa cocoa.
Hausa cocoa, typical one, okay. Cocoa. And we have kose. You know kose?
Yes.
Then we have masa. The masa they use, sometimes they use rice. Sometimes they use other products and do masa. And sometimes they use both fruits, or we call it Picasso. They use the same flour to do it. Some also take it with bread. You understand?
Yeah.
That's in the morning. Then after taking cocoa, you can also take wache. You understand? Wache comes with gari, wagashi, wele. We call it ganda.
Okay.
We call it ganda. We don't say wele. We call it wele. Then fish. Then meat. You understand? And macaroni.
Okay.
Then other leaves like salad and other things. You understand?
That's for watching.
That's for watching. Okay. We have tuo zafi. Tuo, you know tuo.
Tizek.
We have tuo shikafa. That's with rice balls.
Okay.
We have lagba. You know lagba?
No.
They use rice
and
grind it and do it with it. So it's like white something.
So it looks like tozafi, but it's with
rice. It looks like tuo, but it's not. Yes.
Okay.
They call it lagba.
Okay.
With soup. Ayoyo green soup. Agusi soup. Okro, the dry one. We have dry one that
they pound.
Yes. We call it kubewa busheshe. Then we have palm nut soup with leaves mixed in it. Apart from agusi, different flavor that you want.
Okay.
You understand? Then we have normal rice like shinkafa. We call it shinkafa.
Okay.
Shinkafa, not like shinkafa in papayo or shinkafa in proper shinkafa with stew. So after eating this food, we have what we call dessert, right?
Yeah.
So we have bukina.
Okay.
We have sobo. Then we have Hausa beer. They use it with other ingredients like some spices and some things that they do with it.
Okay.
They have zonko. All this like something you can
drink.
You can eat fufu also. Call it sokora.
Sokora.
Sokora is fufu.
Yeah.
And there are another foods, plenty food that you people don't know that we eat in Zongo.
Like what?
You know alele. You know wasa wasa. You know zogala.
That's typical Zongo food. That a lot of people don't know.
Don't know about.
Okay. You grew up in Nima, right? What is a typical life in Nima life? When they say Nima life, what is it about? How is it like?
Oh, Nima life. Okay, let's say from experience, if you grew up in Nima, number one, the way the community design, where we live, our houses, our rooms, where now that civilization comes, a lot of people now, they get their washroom in their room.
Okay.
First, it's not like that. Only one washroom, only one toilet. If you don't have toilet, you go to public toilet. So you go to public toilet, there is a queue, everybody, you have to queue. You wake up in the morning, you want to bath, it's already queue. Then so you have to wait. So it's tough, it's not easy. It's not like things that you want to, the way you want it to be like that. So one, you have to be patient. You have to be tolerant, like you have to accept everything that you are seeing physically, like face to face. You understand? And it's not like people have money. It's not like that. You see like 1, 2, 3 houses because you see somebody that is rich. It's very hard.
Okay.
You understand? But everybody is living normal life. And sometimes, because we are different background, if I say different background, tribes and culture, when you come out, you meet a lot of things. You have to accept it. You have to be part of it. You have to be mingled with that. That is what is with you, that you can, if so far as you are in Nima, you live with it. So you have to be tough. The Nima people have one principle. If they don't like you, they don't like you. If you like, go and carry gold, hold money.
They'll still not like you.
They will still not like you.
Okay.
If they like you, if even you are a witch, if they like you, they will die for you.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's the way they are.
Usually when you hear Nima, the general perception is that they are violent.
They are not.
Why?
People
Why
are not
is
violent.
it?
They
Why
don't
is it
like
that?
disrespect. They don't like undermine. When Nima boy or Nima girl or Nima Nien see that you want to undermine him.
Hey, you are called Nimanians.
Yes. Because you see it's coming from Nima. The perception out there. Now Nima people, they know that there is a perception out there. When you mention you are from Nima, they start looking at you. So some of them are aggressive for that. As soon as he start talking to you and you see, because you realize it's from Nima, you want to just talk to him anyhow, or just speak in the manner that if you are speaking with some kid at airport residential, the way you talk to him, the way you, then here you start talking to him some way. Forget that one, you will not get it. Either you are president or whoever.
So what will he do?
He will go hard on him. That's why sometimes they paint us as violent people. Because they intentionally provoke you based on even first time you didn't know me, I'm not your friend, but you want to talk to me and you are talking to me because I'm from Nima, you talk to me anyhow. That's how they do.
But you know,
from the top level.
with this perception, shouldn't it be that if people act like that, you prove them wrong by being nice?
No. Why do you, in the first place, you have to act like that? Because there is a perception that Nima people are violent or Nima people they are nobody. So if they are nobody, you meet one of Nima boys somewhere and you want to engage with them, you start engaging them with disrespect with some things, and you expect me to just like collect all these things and be nice with you. You yourself, you know the way you talk to me. If somebody is talking to you like that, you don't know what. So Nima, you give them fire, they will give you fire. You respect them, they will respect you.
Okay.
That's exactly
That's it. Okay.
If you respect Nima, but it will give you the maximum. He even worship for you. But if you disrespect and you see something you do. I'll give you an example. Shatawale. Shatawale has been the music scene for quite a long time, right? You know Shatawale first name. They call him Doggy. That is first nickname. Shatawale is called Doggy. Then he changed the Doggy to Bandana. Then he changed Bandana to Shatawale. So the time he changed his name to Shatawale, he came to Nima. And he came and he lived with our boys in the ghetto. He told them, my people, support me, help me. I see the way you support your own VIP. You understand? He said, do that to me. He went to Lazy, VIP, and Prodigal. That Prodigal, Promzy, and Lazy. And they support me, manage me. What he did is, he came and he find a love from Nima people, and that love, that support, carry him along. And today is who he is as Shatawale. Not Bandana, as Shatawale that he is. It's Nima people who give him that love. He humble himself. You see the way he talks. He doesn't talk to Nima people like that. The way he behaves. He humble himself. Oh, my boss is my boss. So Nima people, they love him. They hold him. So now they die for him. Now you see where he is.
I want you to give me 5 things that people don't know about Nima.
They are loving people, like they love people.
Okay.
Those who know, they use that thing in their advantage. You understand? Even the president. I'm a Nima boy. Yes, he's a Nima boy because his father he has a house Nima, and they all are there here, the Nima police station. Nima has a bunch of talents that people don't know. Bunch of talents. Nima is the safest place in terms of security.
Safest place?
Safest.
Wow,
Yes.
why do you say that?
Nima, you can even leave your store like this. You go and come back, you still see your goods like that.
Really?
Yes. Nima is the place you do business, you get your money is intact. Nobody will take your money.
How is that?
Because Nima people, they will not allow any criminal or any bad person or any bad thing to happen, and they see or they are seeing it and leave it like that, they will make sure they handle that thing. Way back, they kill women, they do it, they break bureaus, forest bureaus, filling stations. Even recently, they start again. You will never hear that thing again. Even just last 3 days, they shoot a policeman at Gamashi timber market area.
Yeah.
A lot of those vans and police. Right now, I can take you on the road. You will see some of them. They are collecting money. If Nima is not safe, like you will hear this kind of accidents. And we know them. They know, Nima people know say every evening the van, the pickup will come with the police and collect money on this shop, and go. Nobody will do anything and they'll go. I swear.
Okay.
Even it's happening somewhere. We'll be seeing this. It never happened. It will never happen. The last one people don't know is we have beautiful girls. Beautiful girls, nice girls.
Okay.
Not just nice by face, which you can marry and live with them. Yes.
All right. So that's 5 things you didn't know about Nima that you know today. That's not all. We have one more thing and a final tour to cover. Pata will take us to Kawakudi, which is also part of Nima, and then we'll hear the story about that place also. Come along.
Yeah.
We are now at Kawakudi, and it has a very interesting story. We need to hear this story, and so we are just going to go straight to him. Atao, this is Kawakudi.
Yeah.
First of all, what does Kawakudi mean?
Kawakudi means...
How did the name come about?
Okay, from what since I was born, I hear the name Kawakudi. So, and we also are asking, why is it called Kawakudi? So, some of our elders said that it's a place where, let's say, bad knots or bad people or criminals hiding here, and they are doing their activity. So if you don't know, you appear here and they see you, they'll attack you and say Kawakudi. Kawakudi means bring money, bring your money.
In Hausa?
In Hausa language. Kawakudi, which is bring your money. You understand? So it's a place like a no-go area. If you want to be safe or you want to go in peace, you shouldn't pass here.
At the time?
At the time.
Okay.
So during our time, there's a big gutter here, right behind this mall, the Catalan Mall. Big gutter that we used to swim in the gutter.
Okay.
From younger age, like 4, 5, 6, up to 40. You see everybody is swimming in the gutter.
Why was it clean water in there?
Clean water.
Okay.
You see it's clean, but it's passing through.
Okay.
As we are now, development has taken place.
So that place
over
has been
Kawakudi.
covered. Okay.
Then Kawakudi. Now we have Kawakudi in the sense that bring your money and buy things. Bring your money and do business. Or bring your money and put into this community. Way back, there is a school here also where they build the mall. And here is like kind of bushy, like bush. Okay. So there is no road. No, this road is not exist. No road. All is you pass through bush. If we are going to airport, this is where we pass. You pass through the bush, pass inside here. You go then you reach at Opebia. There's a building called Opebia. Then you cross bush up to airport. You don't see them. They hide. So if you are coming, you don't see them, but they see you. So as soon as you enter the territory, they just
Take
come.
your money.
Yes. Sometimes with knife, with other weapons. And we have the Kawakudi Park. The Kawakudi Park first is a park like this, without grass, without nothing. You understand? Yeah. But now the Kawakudi now is like mini stadium with floor lights.
Okay.
You can see with floor lights. Then we have Kawakudi Mosque, Central Mosque.
Okay.
The whole Ghana. This is the national mosque that they built there.
Yeah.
You understand? At Kawakudi, the same area, the same negative area. You understand? Yeah. So the whole chief imam is going to residence in the midst of the project. Okay. You get me? Yeah. Also, behind the park, there is a construction going on there because they are taking the art market from Accra and bring it here. So you can see in future or very soon, the whole place will be like a gold mine area.
What do the people of Nima, what can you boast about?
Number one, we have a lot of scholars in Nima, which even people don't know. Not only Nima, even abroad, some of our people born and bred in Nima, they are great people in the world. In terms of sports, football, I can mention names which their impact raised the flag of Ghana in football before.
Yeah, what are those names?
When you take the whole Ghana football, Ghana, when you mention football in Africa, football nation, Ghana is one of them because we took the African Cup of Nations 4th consecutive time. Since then, we never take again. Over 30 years now, the Nima people are among those who did that. One is Mohamed Polo. Mohamed Polo is a figure in football in Ghana, which we have generation to generation, but his generation or the generation before himself, they salute, they talk about his talent and his contribution to the Ghana football. The boxing side is Azuma Nelson and football side is Mohamed Ahmed Polo. We have late Mama Kwa, they call him Bomba. He play Accra as a folk, play Black Stars. We have Anas Sedu, Thunder. They call him Thunder because if he fires shots, it's like thunder, rockets. You understand? Okay. Which one of the best strikers in Black Stars back in the days. Now, as we speak, Kudus Mohammed. Kudus is a young chap which he was born and bred and grew up here. This is where Kudus starts here, this park, Culture Park here, Kawakudi here. Okay. And currently, Black Stars. If you want to mention best 3 players in the Black Stars now, if you didn't mention Kudus, you can't mention anybody. Okay. If you didn't mention Kudus first, you mentioned the day. You didn't mention the day, you mentioned Kudus. Okay. Then when you take music side, music, entertainment, you can't talk about Ghana music, especially hip life genre, and forget VIP. Okay. VIP is one of the biggest group in Africa. Biggest group in Africa. They make name, they break market of the whole African, let's say African giant, Nigeria. VIP leave Ghana, enter to Nigeria, break their markets. Up to today, no artists in Ghana be able to do that. They are trying their best, but up to now, no artists in Ghana break the Nigerian market up to today. When it comes to art, art itself, drawing. You see Chaleote Festival. Yeah. That you hear Chaleote Festival, Chaleote. It's Nima boys who their skill and talent raise that that festival. One of them is Mo, Nicholas, Kamal, and Rufai. You understand? Currently, when you go to Sankara, the overhead, under the mirrors, they are the people who do the mirrors. When you go to the opposite Kufuor Hotel, that's African Regent, they're under there, the mirrors. A lot of mirrors that you see it's Nima boys who are doing the work.
Okay.
You understand? With the mayor of Accra.
Okay.
And the Chale Water Festival also is the same Nima boys. Those are mentioned their name. They are the people who are doing the arts and all that the things that you see. Majority of them. I didn't say some artists didn't come from somewhere, but majority. Let's say they are the
Majority of them come from.
They are the foundation who built the Chale Water Festival. Okay. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy I was born here and grew up here, still living here.
And we are happy you could take us around and tell us all these beautiful things.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
making time. And that's how we wrap up this edition of People and Places. It's been fun, it's been insightful. As usual, we brought you the best, and you only find that on People and Places. So thank you for making time with us. Let's make time some other time and have a good time with People and Places. My name is Wanda Mihagan.
It is another edition of Talkatainment here on GhanaWeb TV. So on this episode, we're going dancing. Yeah, we're talking Kizomba in Ghana. And when we say Kizomba, we cannot do without the king and queen, the known faces of Kizomba here in Ghana. My name is Paulina Deda Opoku, and I'll be sitting in for your regular host, Elsie Lama. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll begin. You're welcome back from that quick break. I am Paulina Deda Opoku. As I told you earlier, today we're going dancing. We're talking Kizomba. How is the dance popular in Ghana? Are people really into it? And I'm blessed to have the king and queen of Kizomba. So, Ebo Anderson Jr., he is Ghana's king of Kizomba. And then Nana Kwatima, queen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I must say it's a pleasure to have you here. I have a confession to make. I remember way back in tertiary, I used to come to Afrikiko every Thursday night, 7 p.m. I was never late to come see you guys. So for me to have you here, it is a pleasure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A lot of people have been saying that you guys are couples. How true is it? King and queen, are you couples?
You should answer that.
No, tell us.
Yes, we are.
You are? Really? Wait, a lot of people thought that it was just the dancing and all that, but you're actually...
Yeah, well, we are, but then there are some instructors who are not couples. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be couples before you can dance together.
Wow. You guys look so good, I might tell you. But if someone wants to dance Kizomba, like we've seen people dance, we've seen it on video and all that, how long will it take you to perfect your skills?
Well, it's an individual affair. At least the good thing is that with Kizomba, anybody can dance. Anybody can dance Kizomba. Kizomba is just like art maths. You follow a formula and the formula gets you there. So anybody can dance.
Okay.
But certain people might have more ability to learn faster than the others.
Okay.
But anybody can dance. If the Chinese have learned Kizomba and they are doing it well,
then believe you me, anybody can do Kizomba.
Ebo, I'm very interested. The fact that you let me know that you guys are a couple, like, how did you do it? Was it through the dance, or you knew each other before you decided to, kickstart?
Okay. For me, I've always wanted to start this because I was privy to information long time ago that dancing is the best form of exercise.
Yeah.
De-stress as well, and then cardio. So I'd wanted to do this long time ago. So I was really blessed to have met her because when I did meet her, she had certain qualities that really drew me closer to her.
Yeah,
so that is how.
Emphasis on the qualities.
Qualities in terms of her legs, how she dances, and of course her passion was super amazing. So she really fits into already planned business. Yes. And of course, when two people share something together for a long time, love obviously could grow. So
wow, you guys look good together.
Thank you.
Nana, by your legs, how do you keep in shape? Because you look perfect, like you look good. I've seen you dance, you do it so well. Your body is what everybody be talking about. I must tell you, like everybody got looking. How do you keep in shape? Like, how do you do it?
It's mostly through dancing. Before COVID, I was dancing almost every day of the week. So I do dancing a lot, and I also check my diet. But yeah, when I get the opportunity once in a while I like to go to the gym as well. Yeah.
But trust you me, she sometimes eats kinky after 12 after 1 a.m.
Same goes, we eat. Sometimes people wonder, how do you keep your tummy flat? But we do eat.
Well, dancing really stand tall, especially in a case where people are after 40, after 50, you can't exercise like you are 20.
Yeah.
So dancing really
helps.
Is a general exercise that really balances the body very well.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Because you can be dancing for like 5 hours without even noticing that you've been dancing for 5 hours and sweating throughout all 5 hours.
Exactly. So. And then one of our renowned cardiologists is also adding more value. He says that when you move systematically at the same time to a rhythm, okay, it is cardio. The heart responds to rhythm. So when you move systematically at the same time, the same beat, and that is exactly what we do. For example, we have a certain timing. I mean, if the tempo is made, you have to dance consistently to that tempo till the music is over. Yeah, so that is also another value that we should look at. So this whole thing of Kizomba is more of a nationalistic project. The thing is, many people have seen viral videos for after 90 years dancing. Before Corona, our last trip was a tour in Arizona. I mean, some of the clubs, when we got there, you realize that the people who came out to meet us were over 80, over 90. Sometimes, you get a bit disappointed. But then when they start dancing, you see that it's something else. They have a lot of energy.
Wow.
So these are the reasons why we started doing what we're doing. Okay, we realize that Ghana mortality rate keeps dropping. The lifestyle, people are stressed all the time. So this exactly the reasons why we started doing what we're doing. And I might say Ghana alone, we've trained over 1 million people.
Over 1 million?
And, yes, and people have beautiful testimonies to share, in terms of areas of being distressed, areas of not getting good sleep. People come here and after a while they will tell you, say, look, when they go home and shower, they sleep like a baby.
Well, we'll come into the benefits of Kizomba because people do think that maybe it's just for the dance and all that. We'll delve into that. But you are the king, you are the queen. How did you accept a king and say, okay, did it start with a business or you started with a love affair and then you grew into business? Because some people do think that, when you're working and you're in a relationship, it can conflict.
Right, yes. No, we didn't start immediately with a relationship.
Okay.
When we first met, I was
we were dancing salsa before. It wasn't Kizomba at first.
Okay.
And then when we danced together and he was trying to teach me Kizomba, actually I learned Kizomba from him.
Oh,
yeah, I brought Kizomba to this country.
Yeah.
Kizomba
You
is
are the
our
king.
baby. Yes.
You are the king.
So when we started dancing, and then he was like, "Oh, there's this other dance I want you to learn." And then when I found out about Kizomba, I got really interested in it. Very interested. And a lot of people can attest to the fact that once you set the Kizomba ball rolling, it becomes an addiction. You know. Yeah. So we started dancing, and then I guess love kind of found its way in there.
That's it.
Yeah, but then, when you dance, when two people are dancing, there is no emotional feeling. There's nothing attached, like unlike what others will think. Because when you're thinking, me being the lead, she being the receiver, we are both thinking every split second what to do. If I want her to go right, is she going right? If I want her to come forward, is she coming forward? The thing is, command is not oral. Okay. Yeah. It's through gestures, adaptation, synchronization.
And all that.
Exactly.
I got a lot of questions because asking people dance and then the whole thing that they do at the back, I'm like, what's going on?
So the back thing, the down thing is what we call tarashinya.
Ooh.
Okay, so Kizomba is a combination of tango and a bit of zouk and other contemporary, moves.
Okay.
Yeah. So once a person is in motion, unless you don't want to dance, that is when you can really get sensual on the stage. But once you are moving, your mind is thinking every split second what to do. You are even thinking that, hey, people might be watching you, people might be looking at you, so you have to get good.
Yeah.
So with the experience and what others can also attest to it, nobody dances and you have feelings for the other partner. And sometimes when you come here, for example, you see men dancing together, you see ladies dancing together, but it's simply because it's easy for them to do that because there's no feelings attached. In fact, you can't be sensual on the dance floor.
Not even to you as a couple. It has
at all.
Hey, Nana.
At all. Unless, like I said, unless you don't want to dance, you want to stand at one place, then probably. But of course, you want to dance, so not at all.
And
mind you, I dance with others, and she also dance with other people. So
how you manage that, Nana? Or he's yours, so you don't really care?
Oh, no, not at all. We are, number one, we are professionals.
Okay.
So we know how to handle it. And number two,
she understands.
There is a lot that comes into Kizomba when you're dancing it, because most of the time the man has to be very creative as well as confident, and again he's taking a woman through a storytelling, which is the Kizomba dance. So you cannot be multitasking with your mind,
one thing at a time.
Exactly.
Okay.
And once you hold the woman, once you are trying to make her dance, you are thinking about so many things: how not to step on her foot, how to make her feel comfortable whilst dancing. So if you can still think about other things
about that too
whilst dancing,
that's a lot. That's a
exactly.
lot.
That's a lot.
All right.
So we always encourage people to look at the beautiful aspect of Kizomba. I mean, Kizomba can literally just increase your lifespan, just like that. Just like that.
But I see you look here. You guys are in shape. I'll ask the age later. But
as for the age, I'm not telling.
Let's see how that goes. But when we say Kizomba, where did it originate from? What is the origin?
Okay, so Kizomba is an Angolan dance. It's in Angola, it's in Africa. So Kizomba is coming from Angola. And it's not just Kizomba's senior brother, it's called Semba.
Semba.
So Semba is, you can simply say, a faster Kizomba. It's Semba. So we have Angolan embassy right here in Ghana. And in fact, they are our partners. We don't see much of them because of the coronavirus. But after, they have been our partners. And like we said, in Angola, fathers could dance with their daughters. And then daughters could dance with their fathers. Then the other with their sons could also dance with their mothers, and their mothers could dance with their... So it's a lot of exercise. And it's a distressing tool. I mean, number one thing that everybody needs is a distressing tool. And when you talk about the distressing tools, dancing is number one. It's non-negotiable, followed by swimming, But then the difference between dancing and swimming is so huge. Okay, it's more than, if let's say they put dancing 90%, swimming is like 65.
Oh.
Exactly. So we encourage everyone to learn how to dance. And the good thing is with Kizomba, you don't need a lot of energy. You need very little or no energy at all. And people sweat. People dance Kizomba.
I've seen people
and
like...
they sweat like crazy. Exactly.
Oh.
And another thing too that the cardiologist also said was that the Kizomba moving to rhythm, that one is not just related to Kizomba, but moving to rhythm is also mind training. Okay. You know, as we age, the mind also ages. You know, the mind also ages. So one of the beautiful mind training is moving to rhythm. You see, so which means that Kizomba is everything. I mean, exercise, de-stressing too, it's cardio exercise, and it's also a beautiful mind training because, you know, people who have not even seen Kizomba love Zouk music. Okay, because it sounds good in the mind.
King, the Zouk music, is it the song that is played that you dance with us? What is the Zouk music?
Okay, Kizomba is very similar to Zouk music. I mean, the rhythms are the same. But then the good thing about Kizomba is that because the rhythm patterns differ, you can dance Kizomba to almost every music.
High life.
Even you can dance high life to Kizomba
dance
music. You can see that. Some of our videos we pick either a Ghanaian music or a Nigerian music, and you know, and it was perfect.
Okay. But some people have been confusing Kizomba with salsa. Is there a difference?
Big difference. Big difference. In fact, Kizomba is no close to salsa. It's a big difference.
And the count is different.
The count meaning the steps that you take.
Yes.
You will take us to like the basic steps, and we will have the honor to see you dance for us.
Then we'll give you a little demo about salsa too. Then you see that they are very different. In fact, people see Kizomba for the first time and they call it salsa. It's happened so many times.
For the first time when I saw people dance salsa, I was like, okay, is it the same thing? But then I was told it's different. It's absolutely different. Very different. But then who can dance? You said anybody can dance.
Anybody can dance,
But I've seen you how you move. Like as a lady, your waist has to move and all that. Someone might think, oh, I'm not too flexible. I'm not a good dancer. We all say, I think I'm not a good dancer. So I'm like, how long am I going to keep up with this thing? Can I pick up the steps? You say it's for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
You want to answer that since you're a lady?
It's one thing about the body movement, everybody has different body shapes and body types. How my body is going to move is going to portray different to how your body is going to move, even though we'll be in time and we'll be in sync. So I never tell anybody you have to move just like
how you do
another person, but you move how you feel comfortable moving. Because it can never be the same.
And then yes, the body movement, like I said, is what we call tarashinga. So there is also a very simple rule that you need to follow, and then with constant practice, you can twerk as some Ghanaians want to. In fact, every lady wants to learn how to twerk.
Yes, please.
And with Kizomba, it's so easy.
Yes, please.
No matter your body size, your body shape, even if you are rigid, as soon as you start Kizomba and you learn the formula, you start twerking. So the skill comes with time. Some people, for example, once they learn it, they practice in front of the mirror periodically, and then you see them doing it. Exactly.
So Queen, if someone comes to you like, okay, I want to do the training, how long will it take for you to get perfection, to dance like how you do?
Sometimes, a lot of the times, it depends on the person, because some people can't pick up as fast as others.
Like me.
But I don't know yet. Some people cannot pick up as fast as others, but there are people who can use as minimum as 3 weeks to be able to pick up the basic and be comfortable with the basic and actually be on their way to intermediate. And then there are others too who it can take about 3 months.
3 months.
To be able to.
So do you have class? You have classes?
Oh yeah, yes we do. For example, you can learn online because when the pandemic came, I mean, obviously you had to put things online. So we have online class that you can join at any time in your office, in your home. And then Afrikiko, So Afrikiko Thursday is Kizomba section. When you come here, it's free to learn. 7 to 8 is the classes, and then after you practice everything that you've learned. And then Friday night, Accra City Hotel. Accra City Hotel, Friday night is beautiful.
Definitely, of course. I can't wait to take my Kizomba lessons. Like, I'm eager. I'm just ready to dance. But let's take a quick break and let's move straight to the discovery section with Barbara Etinam Bonnie. We'll be right back.
When you speak, the earth trembles. When you rise, all knees shall bow. When you roar, the mountains melt away. With your blood, we are set free. Oh, when you speak, the earth trembles. And when you rise, all knees shall bow. When I was about 17, 18 to my 20s, that I had a personal encounter with God. Aside from just knowing God from church and all that, I had my personal encounter with God. And that encounter is what made me decide that, yes, I know you said I would do it, but now I want to do it. So, yes. So my music journey was always me in the background as a band member, soprano, singer, and all of that. I was waiting for God to let me know, because if he chose me and he orchestrated all of this, I needed to be sure that it was the right time, or else I'll get frustrated. And I knew, because I had worked with people at the prime of their careers, so I saw the frustration they had to go through, and I wasn't ready, so I was just going to wait for God. So whilst I was working, I was still, church girl, normal, but in terms of starting the music, we started in 2019. That's when I had the leading in my spirit to start. And then we started, and then obviously I couldn't juggle both, because see, like today, weekday, we're here. If I was in corporate, I'll probably be in the office, so I couldn't juggle both, so I had to drop the corporate.
So what's the feedback from some of your fans? What's the feedback?
Feedback has been great, greater than we actually expected, because I'm new in the system, and but then it's been amazing, and it's good, because it helps me realize that when God calls you and when it's God's time, you don't need to work so hard. God opens the doors. God puts the love in the hearts of the people for you, because he's called you for a certain people.
I heard that you've been nominated for Vodafone Ghana Music Award.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I got my very first award nomination, and with VGMA, I'm in the unsung category. Okay. So yes, I think the category was about your fans, people that love you, hashtag if they want you to be in the spot. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so honored to have been even thought about, for my fans hashtagging me, saying, oh, hashtag Quindolin, and we're here. So we'll see. The heaven and the earth bow before you. The nations tremble at your feet. You are the reason why we live. You're the reason why we breathe. Oh, there's no one else like you.
Thanks, Barbara Esinam, for the discovery section. King and Queen, we're still here. But a lot of people might think, okay, I want to dance Kizomba, I want to do this, I want to join the classes. Are there any rules that we have to know?
There aren't really any rules.
Okay.
But we always say that the women should put on comfortable shoes, no sandal, no slippers.
Heels.
If you're comfortable in heels, but it has to be kind of official or formal.
How many inches do you have to put?
It depends on you.
Depends
however
on you,
much you can work in it.
And Kizomba is a very responsible dance. And so we want people to be neat. And because it's also closed dance, want you to
smell good too.
Yeah, you have to smell good. You have to take good care of your
the men have to check your armpits, and the women have to check their hair.
Because it's true. Because it's not, you're so close. Yeah. Come on, if you have offensive smell, it's not good. I'm not going to enjoy the dance like that.
And then also, after maybe when you come, obviously there is food and drinks around. So if you have some gum somewhere after food,
yes,
all these are very
we don't want
necessary.
Any.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you're thinking of joining the class one of these days, you have to smell good. Don't come with your slippers. That's it. That's it, Queen.
But the exercise bit, like we said, is non-negotiable. It's exactly what everybody needs.
Okay.
Especially after 50, 40, 60, 70, 80. They should come. I mean, Kizomba will give you that stretch. And it's a very healthy dance.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. But Queen, before we went on the break, we were talking about some of the challenges that you see, maybe as a couple dance and all that. What are some of the concerns that people have raised?
A lot of men have issues with letting their wives or their girlfriends dance Kizomba because they think it is too sexual, which is not the case at all. It's the aesthetic that appears sensual, not sexual, sensual. But in the moment when you're dancing, nobody feels sexual or sensual at all because
Queen, you're sure about it.
Oh, yeah.
Some men have
People have tried and they went like, oh my God, my blood is already cooled, you know?
A lot of times when people see me dancing, right after they dance, and when I go around trying to get people to get involved, they're always like, oh no, I can't do what you just did, or I can't let my wife do what she just did. And I'm like, what is it about what I just did? And just, oh, your body, the way you're moving your hips. And I'm like, okay, come and dance with me if your wife doesn't mind. And then you're like, oh, take him. And they get there and they cannot
then they realize
move
that
as step.
They realize that no, it's a different ballgame. Like I said, because command, okay, a guy will have to learn to take care of himself on the dance floor, movement, thinking, and then will have to take care of the lady.
Which is a lot of work and a lot of art.
And because nothing is orally, it's
no talking, so it's silent.
talking, so silent. So because of that, I mean, your mind is thinking every split second what to do. So people have tried it and they've given up. So actually, when you go there, you can't even move.
So if you come into Kizomba classes with your sexual desire, put it aside because it's not going to work.
And certain people were trying to sexualize Kizomba, but it's not.
It's not.
It's just a misconception.
Exactly. Seriously, because like for example, Angola, like I told you, how could mothers dance with their sons then?
It creates a stronger bond
exactly
between friends.
And that's exactly family. What we did with certain officers. I mean, there are certain corporate officers, for example, we're giving them Kizomba classes, brought the office alive. I mean, some people thought their management were some devils, you know. So Kizomba, it really bonds people. It bonds people.
We need to invite you to GhanaWeb so you come give us some lessons.
Right. We need it. So it really bonds people in a highly positive way.
Okay.
And it's a lot of exercise. A lot of exercise.
So in Ghana, we have Dancehall King. We have High Life Grandpapa. The list goes on and on. Now you are the king of Kizomba,
yes.
Queen of Kizomba. How did you get that? How did you arrive at that?
One, we brought the dance. I mean, I brought it, but then if I hadn't partnered with her, I wouldn't have. So we had we had our first one with the UNDP. We had a program with them, and they never believed that at the time anybody could dance in Ghana. And obviously, if you watch Ghana, there's still nobody. At the time,
which year was that?
Well, this was like 2014, 2000.
Yeah.
And then the same 2014 also, we went to Norway. And according to Norway Arts Council, it's the first time they had invited Ghanaians to come and perform Afrobeat, and it was a very big festival.
You guys do it perfectly well.
So really sold Ghana.
You're good at what you do.
And then we've also had an honorary award from the Angolan government.
Oh.
So that puts so that puts us, not just because we brought it, but then
because
I mean obviously
on paper,
we are,
you are the
number
king
one.
and queen. Sure.
And another thing too is that we've also received some recommendations from certain agencies. I mean, they've seen that we really promote tourism in a very strategic way. I mean, we've been to several countries. In fact, we've toured the world. I mean, Canada, North America, Europe, you know, and everywhere we go to, we take Ghana culture. If you visit our pages, you see that most of the time we wear Ghana t-shirts. So it makes people want to visit Ghana out of that. And the evidence is also shown, for example, tonight. If you visit Afrikiko, you see so many foreigners who touch down right from their hotel. They will all be heading to Afrikiko before they access what Ghana has got to offer the next day.
I say you love what you do, but has there been any instance where you perform in the crowd and then you didn't get the reactions you're looking for?
Of course, it is. As as humans as we are, the thing is, sometimes people probably maybe are not even in the mood. They are not watching, so all of it.
But then how can you not watch Kizomba?
Yeah,
Like how?
but to some high extent, we know we are very good, and we even sometimes we promote businesses where other people are not even aware that this is going to happen. Like for example, we have a restaurant called Potbelly.
Yeah.
People have been calling them, they want to see the Kizomba again. It's not like we are teaching or anything, but then we just go to entertain the people there, and some people go crazy.
All right. Queen, so the instances where maybe you didn't get the reaction, how did you feel?
It's slightly disappointing, but a lot of the times it's how the MC sets the tone.
Okay.
So this is an art, and every art, I always say, deserves some form of respect. So if you're gonna introduce performance and you don't make the people sit down and actually watch it, and you just introduce it anyhow, everybody else is gonna think, okay, well, I can do whatever.
Hey, Queen, on that note, I hope I did my work when you introduced me.
And then for me, even my worry is trying to sexualize it. Ghana is a Christian community.
Yeah.
So once you do that, look, we have had performances where just when we want to drive off, you see men running, I want your car, which means they couldn't be bold to take our numbers right after the performance, probably because of what an ignorant MC must have said. The people sexualize the dance. So sometimes when we get opportunities like this, we try to educate people.
Okay, so in Ghana we have the Adowa, we have the Kete, and all the traditional ones.
Actually,
have we accepted Kizomba?
Yeah, to some large extent, some people have. And believe you me, I was able to find out that, cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
Ghana was a cha-cha-cha country. So Osibisa, Osibisa.
I know Osibisa.
And certain live band, Western Diamonds, and they all know how to play the song Cha Cha Cha. And even to date, most of the live bands, if you invite them for any outdoory or anything, their first intros are all Cha 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 rhythm. So according to our fathers, every night they used to go out to dance cha-cha-cha. When the Queen visited our first president, they danced cha-cha-cha together. So what happened was that the consistent schools that we had, later prevents people to meet after 6 p.m. in groups. So that kept them home. That is how the whole thing was lost. But Ghana was a cha-cha-cha country.
Well, we had it. So it's no doubt that we have the king and queen and the people are getting more into it. But do we have a community, that we say?
Oh yeah. We are not like a community. Like I told you, we want you to be a nationwide thing.
Okay. Queen, let me ask you, is the business lucrative or you just dancing for the fun of it?
Girl.
It is. Where the money reside. Okay.
Yes.
Tell to me.
It is. There are two aspects to the dance. There's the dancing and then there's the business aspect. And thank God he's really good with marketing.
Oh.
So he brought his knowledge on board, and the dancing pays bills. It pays for plane tickets. It pays for my shopping. So I have no complaints.
We're dancing for life.
And if people are watching, in fact, we have had opportunities to teach outside. We've even had opportunity to stay outside. But the opportunity is open to so many people. If we can't stay, others can stay. So if you want to teach outside, for example, there is a Ghanaian who's in Germany who is doing so well. There are many others. Now, the salsa king in Colorado is a Ghanaian.
Wow.
One of the Kizomba kings in Canada is also a Ghanaian. So the thing is, for them, they have huge dance academies everywhere. In fact, every 100 meters, they have a lot of dance academies. Do you think we
should have something like that in Ghana? Because I see we have dance classes.
Yes, we will get there. But the thing is, they have the numbers and it's amazing. The dance, they don't even get enough dance instructors.
Wow.
So if you can train with us to some level, or you can train elsewhere to some level, that you can actually communicate dancing, because we have dancing language. Okay, and there they know better. So, and coming from Africa, you really need to be good. So
I need
if
to
you
take
can
this
do that,
opportunity. I need to take it. Apart from the whole journalism thing, I need to go international.
And
Okay,
also,
I'll come.
if you travel, and I mean, obviously you did not school there, you can't get a better job than being a dance instructor. You really get connected, and
Yeah.
the networking, believe me, you don't want
Will
to
blow your mind.
It's amazing.
So with all this that you're doing, you're training people and all that. When you finally have kids, if you finally have kids, are you gonna let them join in and hand over the baton to them?
Well, it's a company now. Kizomba Ghana is a company, so obviously when we are not there, others will run it after us. Yeah, it's a limited liability company. We pay taxes and everything. So
okay,
obviously, if you're out of the scene, others will take it up.
Okay. But then with this whole COVID era, we are in the COVID season, we're all talking about social distancing and all the things that have. You're saying that when you come dancing, you have to be neat, hygiene on point. But then how do you ensure your safety whilst you're teaching people?
So this is what we have discovered. We try to encourage people to wear their masks still. And now, thank God, there's vaccine, so many people have taken the vaccine. But guess what? All our students all over the world, not even a single one got sick. Why? Because even in the home, when you exercise, the body generates a certain level of heat. Okay, so Corona rather, we got more healthy with dancing. You should have said, not even a single day did I get the symptoms, you know. So, like I said, dancing is a lot of exercise. And guess what? Another thing too that we've discovered from doctors is this. When you are stressed, your organs don't work well. Okay, when you are stressed, and we get stressed from the office, we get stressed from town, from driving, from situations, from partners, from bad partners,
from
but
work, everywhere.
Kizomba distresses you. So which means Kizomba gets you stronger.
I'm gonna take my lessons seriously, because now I got a lot of things on my mind. So I think this is the right way. But do you have couples coming to maybe for a wedding? Like, okay, I'm going to have a wedding.
Yeah, we do everything. You know, before couples will only do as zone 2, but we can teach you Kizomba, we can teach you tango, we can teach you rock and roll. We've done it to certain couples, and even there are some couples who even come from Europe to come and learn their first dance, and sometimes they film it to us, and it was really amazing.
All right.
Yes.
We're almost coming to the end, but one thing, I just can't wait for us to see you dance, so I also take my lesson. But before then, any final words you got?
Oh yeah, so like we said, look at Kizomba in a different light. Okay, see Kizomba, look at what you can derive from it. I mean, the positive things you can get. Number one, exercise, a lot of cardio, brain exercise. You know, as you grow, the brain also grows. So there are certain times you might not even be remembering stuff. But if you see those 90 years people and stuff like that, because they've been dancing for 30 years, 25 years, they can remember everything.
All right.
So,
Queen, I know a lot of people might interest, especially the ladies. How do we get to move our body, stuff like that? What is the secret? Just let us in before we wrap up.
Come and let me teach you.
So yeah, I can't wait to see the king and queen dance whilst I also take my lesson. Yeah, I'm going to take my Kizomba lesson very serious. It's been a wonderful time coming your way here on Talkatainment. I am Paulina Deda Opoku. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with the next episode. King, let's go dancing.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
22 is not, what do you call it? It's not a small feat in terms of a business. Running a business from the scratch to 22 years is something that you should applaud yourself for. That's number one. Number two, from where you started from and where the space, that media space has gotten to right now, I think you've actually paid some of your, what do you call it? You've made it more creditable. You've made that medium more creditable, and you've made it more profitable for brands such as what we have in our portfolio. I did say that you've done a good job. I would say that you keep doing more. You add more content. You try and be dynamic in terms of what you offer your clients, just as us. Let's continue to grow together. Let's continue to explore the different new channels, digital new channels that will come up, and then see how best we can make good use of them. Yeah, that's it. And I did say kudos to all you guys. You've done your best, and we hope to see more of GhanaWeb around in the next maybe 50 years to 100 years. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Kofi Otri Dakwa, and I'm very excited to be part of the GhanaWeb Road Safety Campaign. Once you get behind your steer, you should know that you're not the only one that you're protecting. You're also protecting other people. So please conform to what you see on the road in terms of the speed limits. Go by the speed limits. Another thing I'd like to say is that please, no matter how small it is in terms of alcohol, once you know you're going to drive, don't drink. So go ahead, do the right thing, save a life.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the part and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today deny funny face. It's not my brother. Deny funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next. Yeah,
I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you deny funny face. It's not my brother. Today you deny funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.